you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Detroit Cast on actually it's a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. Biggie, of course, is here. Kadog still an asshole, yet here. The Proops is back.
Proops is here, yeah. Check out the Proops. On the
Proops had a
astronomy
rough
couch.
day.
How so?
I don't want to tell you.
No, what's a tough day for the Proops?
I don't want to tell you.
Describe it for me.
She's had gas today, for one. And when Beth brought her over, she ran downstairs and she found something to eat that she shouldn't be eating.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. Admit it.
I don't want to say.
No, what was it? I have no idea.
I think I know.
What?
Cat turds.
Yeah.
What is this? Is
How did you know?
absurd, dude.
You've mentioned before that there's been an issue, and I thought about. I know the door is closed.
Well, I
Here.
know his cat litter is full of cat turds
Right.
because I walked by that friggin' thing.
Dude, I clean it out a lot,
Dude,
actually.
It's been really reeking. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on
I
with
moved
those
it.
cats.
I don't know.
You got to move it back or something because it's
Yeah.
bad. You can barely get down those stairs.
I
man.
know. I know. I'm not happy about it, but
I'm not sure I'm unhappy with the Proops right now because
Yeah.
maybe that took away some of that stench that I have to deal with.
Dude, really like a meal. I would
Disgusting.
expect that from Eric, but
What
not the
kind of
Proops.
what kind of creature?
Look at that one in the picture that K-Dog just
Well, it
posted.
doesn't make it right. That
I'm
does
just
not
saying
make it
it's-
right.
Look at that son of a bitch with his
God,
head buried
dude.
in a cat box. What am I doing in here? Time for the
Honestly,
snack. I'm hungry.
What little respect I had for the Poops
Is gone.
out the window.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I told you I didn't want to tell you. I knew it was going to have a negative effect on your relationship with the Proops. I didn't want to do that.
Oh no.
Anyway, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty well, yeah.
Good day today?
Well to quite well. Dude, you know what I did today? I went to see a movie.
What?
I haven't done that forever.
Whoa.
You did?
Took the kids to a movie.
Oh,
Which movie?
The Minions.
I knew it was going to be
Oh,
the
yeah.
My mom wants. My mom's a big fan.
I think
of
it
the
actually.
Minions.
I think it looks good.
I escaped the 3D though. They wanted to go see 3D.
Why?
I would have barfed.
Oh, you don't.
There
get
was
into
so
that?
much action in that thing, like
Was it good?
it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
I,
this
would,
a
I wouldn't
part
like go
two?
see it with Gab,
No.
but
Yeah.
the kids liked it. And no, what it is, it's off Despicable Me. Remember that movie with
Oh,
Steve
yeah.
Carell's the main character?
Yeah. Sure. I
And he
didn't
has
see it, but
those little yellow things. You've seen them a million times.
yeah.
It's the story of them.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat annoying by the end. You're tired of hearing these little things. Just,
Talk.
they're speaking Spanish. So it's just, they mime everything out. So you obviously know what they're saying. And they use little words like okay and things like that here
Yeah.
and there
Yeah.
to help the conversation.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you get tired of just hearing this.
Yeah.
I
Not
don't know.
interested.
Kids will like it if you
Yeah.
have kids. Take
Yeah.
them.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
I know,
Of
dude.
all
It's-
things, I did not expect to
I-
hear you went to a movie.
It was a rainy day, Mike, and
Yeah.
I
I
need to
guess.
spend some time with the kids.
Yeah. Anyway, dare I say a big show. We got a lot to get to today. We got an update on a story I think you guys did when I was in Arizona, maybe the bar mitzvah BJ lady.
We
Yes.
did. We
Yes.
spoke.
You
We
did.
spoke about that.
Yeah, we've got an update on her. We got a dick removal story, unfortunately.
God.
Yeah. Boyfriend who did some raping. An update on the Rachel Dolezal, sort of like her brother with his case.
I'd have
about
thought
the-
she'd have crawled back under a rock by now, but
Well, she has, but she's forever tied to that name. It's amazing how quickly she disappeared.
yeah,
Yeah. What story happened?
yeah. What was the story that buried her? Was it the Confederate flag?
Yeah, wasn't it?
No, it was before that. She disappeared quick.
Hmm.
It might have been that murder.
Yeah,
Well, I thought it was. I thought that's kind of.
It might have been.
the Charleston murders.
Yeah, maybe. We got the Eric Garner settlement, but why don't we start with our boy El Chapo?
God, the Chapo. You just get more details about this, and it's more and more impressive. It really is.
I totally agree, and I know, usually on the side of law enforcement here at the Detroit Cast, we tend to see their side of things more times than not. However, I can't help. I don't know what it is that why I can't help.
You
but
can't help
kind
but
of
admire.
and root in a weird way. I know that sounds terrible, but in a weird way, it's like you just. I always put myself in these scenarios, and it's like, yeah, I couldn't pull that off. And when you see someone do it,
Yeah, the lengths to which he went,
yeah,
I guess, is what's impressive, right?
and to what you can accomplish if you have money, like absolutely unlimited funds.
You have unlimited funds, and you're in a third world country that can be bought, right?
Yeah, exactly. Pictures today have,
Sorry, Mexico.
Yeah, no offense. No offense. Pictures of the mile-long tunnel through which he escaped have surfaced today. The photos show the tunnel's motorbike on wheels. Remember we were talking about how he got out of there? Dude, they had a track,
Yeah, rails, like a train
rails, train rails with a motorcycle on it. And so the motorcycle's front wheel is hinged to this thing
Awesome.
because there's no room. Like you couldn't fit a car through there. It barely fits the motorcycle. But it's enough that you just and you're just gone down this track.
God,
It's
you see
amazing.
him go through the shower, down a ladder, jump on that thing, and just scream out of there.
And gone. It's crazy. So we're seeing the motorcycle on wheels, the ventilation pipes, and the ladder now is what we're seeing pictures of today. The motorcycle was secured at its front wheel to the rails while just waiting there for El Chapo, waiting for him to make his descent through the shower block. It's believed, they're saying now, he spent upwards of $50 million to pay off all the people needed to make this happen.
Damn.
But again, as we talked about the last couple of days, your options are you take the bribe or your family dies.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Go
kind of
enjoy your
stuck.
bribe money.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder how many of these guys will end up in jail. They're talking like 30 of them now that they've hauled in. The director of the prison's been fired, and a couple other guys high up have been fired as well. Yeah, but $50 million, which they say took engineers over a year to complete, digging that rat hole out of there. The tunnel, complete with oxygen supply, was bored by the cartel's expert mining engineers using pro equipment. They, as we said, they would have taken 3,250 tons of dirt and shit
like
out of there.
357 dump truck loads or something like that.
He opened this grill in the prison showers unnoticed by guards, and that's where he came to the 32-foot ladder. 32-foot ladder.
Wow.
That's how far down he was going. Pablo Escobar's former chief henchman, he's the one that's saying it would have cost $50 million to pull this off. He was known as Popeye. That guy.
Sweet.
He said that tunneling out of a max security prison is very difficult without the complicity of at least some of the guards who he pointed out are equipped with those highly sensitive monitors for checking if there's any underground digging going on. So you'd have to have them on your team. Otherwise, you couldn't pull it off. You have to buy off the guards if you want to have a chance. And they know how rich he is. They will have asked for tens of millions of dollars. 3 officials have been fired, including the director. Some people are saying that while he's escaped, he won't stay gone for long. If the DEA, if the U.S. authorities get involved, the FBI, the DEA, that they will be able to find him. If these guys are hot on his ass, they'll find him. If it's up to Mexico, he's gone. So sooner or later, he'll be caught. It's not a matter of if rather than when.
Who's saying this now? Because we heard yesterday, once he hits the hills, right, he's gone.
Yeah, this is U.S. officials, and oh, you know what? That was Pablo Escobar's guy saying that
he will be found.
Yeah, if the DEA and FBI are onto him, that they'll be able to find him. If you've got the best highly trained forces in the world on your ass, then they'll be able to find him. I don't know. We'll see. Mexicans politicians are coming under tons of fire and scrutiny for their refusal to when the U.S. was demanding that they extradite him. It's saying that if he was kept in a supermax here, that there's no chance this would have happened. Mexican newspaper La Reforma reported that the attorney's department had filed 6 separate extradition orders for Chapo to the Mexican government. Following his arrest, the U.S. immediately petitioned the government for his extradition. He's set to reclaim his he's about to get back his title, by the way, of Chicago's
most wanted.
Yeah, public enemy #1.
Nice.
Yeah, they lifted that in 2013 or whatever it was when he was caught finally. and he was the first guy to wear that badge, that title, since Capone in the 30s.
Wow.
And so as late as today, they said that they'll have that back up, that he's public enemy number one. Chicago blames Chapo and his cartel for the growing violent drug trade in the city. The Chicago Crime Commission is expected to rename him as public enemy later today. So only the fact that Chapo was able to get out of the most secure prison in Mexico positively convinces us that El Chapo should not be being held in Mexico. If the Attorney General does not demand his return to the United States, the Attorney General is not doing her job. 60% of Mexicans at the time of his arrest wanted him shipped to America.
But why did they assume, though, that it was like a pride issue of holding him back? Like, oh, we got this. This is our guy. We can take care of this. Why not assume that it was a bribery issue, that these people at the top were being bribed to hold off the U.S.?
Well, because that new president, and his name slips I can't remember his name, but he was only on the job for like a year at the time, and his big thing was going after the cartels. And so this is the catch. And so it was part of, his thought was, this is national sovereignty to have this guy in Mexico. We don't want to ship him off, but the Mexican people had been around the block.
We
long
know
enough.
each other. We can't handle this.
Yeah. That's, they just know what the rules are and know that, for the right price, you can literally buy your freedom out of a max security in Mexico. This is the most secure prison Mexico has.
And isn't it wild, though, that they had to go through the arduous task of digging a mile-long tunnel? Like, you'd think you'd just be able to walk out the front door.
Yeah.
That's what astounds me.
Yeah.
Is you've given $50 million and you still have to dig a freaking tunnel to get out?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how many palms did you grease? How much money did you give to people?
Yeah.
Couldn't just give 10 more and maybe give it to the right guy so you can walk out? It's crazy.
There's probably, I don't know. I that's a good question.
That's such a long process. I got to believe if it took a year, he's sitting there going, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Double the effort here. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's crazy.
But he believes in his engineering department. They have an engineering department in his cartel.
Yeah.
That's so,
They did put a $3.8 million reward out. So if you know where he is, I know 3.8 mil. I mean, for someone just waiting for the taking, could you imagine being the guy that claims that reward?
Oh, God.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It'd have to be like I don't know if there is there even a price that would be that you could?
I don't think you want to get involved in that one.
Like, I don't think even if it's 100 million. I mean, I guess if you take it and then you got to get that F off the, the grid, man.
Yeah. Good luck with that. I mean, their tentacles for this group reaches all over the world. I mean, they're in Asia, all over America, Australia.
So the idea of like I said, even if it was 100 million, maybe a billion, I guess you could with $1 billion, you could find a way to get yourself off the grid. But
I think I would take $1 billion.
Yeah, I would too. That's worth a chance.
I'd roll the dice.
But 100 million? I don't know. I don't even think 100 million.
3.8 million.
For sure not.
And they said with as much money as he has, that is such a joke. It's just a token gesture.
Well, it's sort of like, relatively speaking, it's a joke. It's like the Fez wearers. Remember when the Fez guys escaped and they were offering like $1,200, $2,500, I think it got up to.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Seemed like risk getting shot in the head by these dudes for $1,200.
So they said this tunnel, it was 0.9 miles. Okay, so it's just under a mile. A mile. They dug for a mile to get this son of a bitch out of there.
Yeah, and if you look at the images, you see it's just wide enough for that motorbike.
Yeah, it's 5'6", literally, so he could stand up in it.
El Chapo.
And just wide enough that he could sit on a motorcycle and get out. That's
they
all
did it
they
just
needed.
right for the Chapo. They're like, we need to make it 5.6.
Yes, 5.6.
5'6".
Not an inch less,
5.5.
not an inch more. Just get Chapo out of there. So it directly led him underneath the prison showers to this Santa Juana construction site just outside the prison parameters. So there's just this little construction site just off there, the map for the prison.
Just so it doesn't look weird having 347 dump truck loads go back and forth.
Yeah, crazy. Waiting him for when he got there was this ramshackle of a building with just 2 bedrooms, a cellar. So if you see pictures in there, there's just like some clothes, a pair of shoes that he ditched, and then a phone charger. They had to make some calls. Yeah. Chapo had everything he needed to disappear into the Mexican countryside. The plan took incredibly detailed, exact planning from the group of 4 highly skilled engineers trusted with getting him out of there. They had acquired blueprints of the prison, worked a grueling 10-hour a day schedule for almost an entire year before the tunnel was complete. So they're going in shifts at 10 hours a day, every day, 7 days a week. Incredibly, they say nothing was ever reported. Nothing seemed to miss. And there was a couple that lived next door to this site, and they've talked. I don't know if I'd talk. If someone came up to me to talk about it, I'd just be like, nah, I didn't see shit, man. I don't know what to tell you. But they say that they saw this mysterious neighbor who called himself El Pastor. The El Pastor. And he moved into the area about 6 months ago and claimed he was just building a house, man.
They all have kick-ass names. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
El Pastor.
Yeah, the El Pastor, which means the shepherd. I'm known as the shepherd. You
Fitting.
can call me El Pastor. The couple said how the man moved into the gray building at the start of this year before embarking on a series of building works. He would ferry material to and from the site in his red 4x4 and a white pickup truck.
God, it's like he's El Pastor. He's the shepherd. He's Uncle Jesse in a white pickup truck.
Yeah.
I see it, how it all comes together.
He definitely wasn't from around here, but he was always very friendly. He told us, I'm just building a new house, Ming. But we never saw any exterior changes at all.
Just digging a big fucking hole.
Yeah. And on Saturday, the day Chapo made his escape, the couple described seeing 2 very luxury black 4x4s also arrive at the property, man. They saw the cars drive away again the following morning, along with the El Pastor's 2 vehicles.
Yeah, dude, you're
That
right,
was
man.
it.
Why
He
are they
was
talking?
gone.
Why are they even talking? I would just be like, I don't know shit.
You would think, but
Dude, I wouldn't even, yeah.
I suppose he's not going to come back to the scene of the crime, but you'd have to worry about everyone else coming back to the scene of the crime. Crazy. I wonder how far he gets.
I don't know.
You know,
Okay.
like
It's going to take a while before anybody gets him. Like I've said all along, he's going to get a bullet in the head from one of his own people who's paid off by his rivals at some point.
Yeah, it's usually how it goes. I found a documentary about him. What was it called? There's a documentary on YouTube all about the Sinaloa, the rise and fall of El Chapo. And it's like an hour and a half long. And I just started watching it.
Wow.
But it talks about them going into Chicago and you see all the fucking murals on the graffiti on the walls. It's all like from
Pro
these-
Chapo.
Yeah, and they've got all these buildings that they're operating out of, and these drugs are coming in and immediately hitting the streets. It's crazy. It's crazy. They show these runners, like these guys are just drug mules. They're just runners, and they're on private jets and in limousines with drivers.
Wow.
And these are just the guys like setting up the connections. I mean, this is the kind of operation you're dealing with. It's massive. Yeah. So anyway, I can't wait to watch the rest of it. I just started watching it this afternoon. Eric Garner.
Yeah.
We all remember Eric Garner.
I can't breath.
I can't breath. He actually, if you remember, little known fact, he actually said I can't breathe. But unfortunately, the people that tried to write on signs, I can't breathe writing, they would leave off the all important E at the end. And so it just said I can't breath, which is why we always say I can't breath. Yeah. So Mr. I Can't Breath, Eric Garner, his family has reached a settlement with the city of New York. And that settlement comes in at, remember, they were suing the city for $75 million.
Sure.
Yeah. Long shot. You know, why not shoot for the moon, right? They settled for $5.9 million.
Wow, man.
Do you know how many Lucy's cigarettes you would have to sell to accumulate $5.9 million of wealth?
Yeah, they go through his W-2 forms and
That's what happens when you have video on your side.
He was 43 years old. It would have taken him 1 million lifetimes to generate $5.9 million. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
As the anniversary of his death approaches, Mayor de Blasio proclaimed that he has faith in the reforms made by the police department following the chokehold killing, as they call it, which contributed to a national focus on policing in black communities. By reaching a resolution, family and other loved ones can move forward, even though we know they will never forget this tragic incident, said de Blasio. The comptroller, Scott Stringer, has made a point of doing that in civil rights cases, saying that resolving them quickly, he wanted to really just like pay them and be done with it.
Yeah.
Because it costs so much more on legal fees for them if they drag this out.
And the risk is enormous with a video like that, and you get a jury.
Do you think a jury would?
Yeah, they could. I don't know. You can never say for sure, but you can
Yeah.
totally see how a jury could whack them for $25 million.
That seems almost like good news for the family. I mean, $5.9 million. I mean, to be honest.
Totally.
Well, he always does these computations in terms of age, like how much life did he really have? And what Mike is doing, obviously, is he's trying to calculate, well, how much money did he really bring in?
Can you find out what's the life expectancy of an overweight African American male
selling Lucy's on the street in New York City?
We know he's got stress. He's been arrested 32 times.
I think it was in the 30s.
Yeah, it was in the 30s. So there's stress related stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I mean, if his life expectancy is 60,
I would guess that he has outlived his life expectancy, if you ask me.
You're not saying there was a good chance he was going to die that day anyways.
I'm saying that he's already was on borrowed time. If you
Life expectancy, African American male. Let's see.
In New York.
New
Where's
York.
New York?
It's about 6 or 7 down, 6 down.
So 73. Really? Minnesota's where you want to be living. If you're a black male, you want to be in Minnesota, 77. Where does Michigan come in?
It's not.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Ooh.
It's below
Ooh.
the fold.
69. Only getting 69 years. That's all they're going to give you in Michigan.
that's
Where's the worst? Where's the worst
Wow,
place in
that's
the country you want to live?
that is a big difference between the that's
It's 9 years.
I know.
8 years.
DC.
66 and a half years.
All right, and here's your adjustment for obesity. BMI of 40 or above, you're robbed of 6.5 years at the end of your life.
Okay,
You think he had a BMI of 40 or more?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think he.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's shave 6 off that. I'm sorry, Garner, but we're going to have to shave 6. So where were we at again with New York?
Was it 70?
73? I thought it was around 73.
Yes.
74. So
73.9. But we can round up for him.
Right.
We'll round up to 74. So 68. So you're talking 68 minus 43. Someone do the math real quick.
15 years or 25 years.
So you had 25 years to go,
hypothetically.
hypothetically, give or take. 5.9 million. So what does that mean he was making for the last 25 years of his life?
6 divided by 25. Doc?
So about $500,000 a year,
No.
$400,000 a year.
What was the math again?
6 divided by 25.
Is 0.24.
Okay, so 250K a year.
Oh, really? That's how much he was going to make the rest of his.
Really?
Right? I did that right? I don't do math, dude.
It's late. You're tired.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
250K.
If you're going 80 miles per hour,
How long does it take you to go 80 miles?
a minute, duh. I learned that the other day. Ready?
Yes, whatever.
No, honestly, can someone resolve this before we move on?
This is where K-Dog's.
Before we get
K-Dog's
freaking
the smart guy. And
before
he's
we
just
get
sitting here looking at
killed
us like we're ass
on
wipes.
emails.
Okay, we're trying to decide.
Okay, you've got
5 years
25
left.
million. Wait,
5 million.
We'll round up
5.9
to
million.
six.
Say 6
5.9.
million.
6 million.
$6
You
million.
got 25 years to live.
240,000. So you were right.
Yeah.
Wow, he was going to make that every year. The rest
Hey,
of-
you got to bake in the pain and suffering, all that distress that he was under during his death. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well,
It's worth something.
I mean,
The
having said
family's
that,
lost. The family lost his companionship, his guidance.
I'd take it.
all right. Yeah, I think it's too. At 25 cents a cigarette.
Yeah, can you do that math, Kadog?
25.
6 million divided by.
That's 96. Get your hand out of the way.
What am I?
960,000 cigarettes.
So you have to sell 960,000
I mean,
cigarettes.
it's doable.
It is. That's a lot of work, man.
What
And
is
that's working to the day you die.
Yeah.
How many cards? Was there 24 in a pack?
You
20 in a
divide that
pack.
by 25 years that he would have lived. See how many he has to do a year. So 38,400 per year.
Divided by 20 is how many is in a pack.
How much is a carton?
1920,
Okay.
1920 packs a year.
I'm here in a carton.
You're right. That's doable.
It is doable.
They've
Mike.
done the math. This is what. This is what
Sit down with cigarette packs.
they broke it down. This is what the comptroller was working on. This is the formula.
They
he came
figured
to.
out his life value with a calculation that involved cigarette packs.
Lucy's.
Is that what you're suggesting, Mike?
Perhaps. Hey, isn't that what they did
That
with
was a
9/11? They went and figured out what your job was. And then that's why people were pissed, because they're like, oh yeah, this white collar asshole who makes $4 million a year, he
Sure.
would have lived this long. So I'm saying his career choice was selling loose cigarettes on the streets of New York.
I'm not sure they got that specific. It's to break it down by pack of cigarettes.
Well, I mean,
That was his profession, was it not?
yeah, I mean that's what he chose.
But you're
to do.
right. You'd put
His
it in a
erect
range.
record proves it was a career move.
Yeah,
I mean
it was.
that's what he was doing for his career.
Where do you go to school to get that that job degree?
The School of Hard Knocks. You ever heard of it? Anyway, very terrible story.
Oh.
Sad story.
I
but
think it's a positive story.
I kind of agree. 5.9 million. I mean, that's a lot of work.
I mean, it's a bummer you don't get to see your dad, I guess, the
Yeah.
rest of your life. But
Well, and we heard he just had another baby, right?
Some people
His
don't even-
girlfriend
Sure did.
just
some people don't even. Do we know that? I mean, they're crying now on TV because of the whatnot. But let's be honest. How many people have a really good relationship with their dad or parents? Some people don't. So
A lot of people don't.
right.
Well, and if you look at that, like he had many children, right, and several grandchildren,
yeah,
kids, I
even
think.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
wonder-
a new one, and the new one. So
You wonder
7.
how that goes, divvying all that
Oh
up.
my
right?
God! Can you imagine
Yeah,
what that's going
it's a
to
little
really?
money grab? But that is tax free, right? They give you 5.9 million. That's clear and free. He probably, I'm not guarantee. I wouldn't guarantee that he owes some back taxes on his loose cigarette business, but
Dude, you're
you know,
right.
you could probably go back and maybe pay off those.
They're not
taxes
going
that
to
he
want to
probably
do.
owes.
They're not going to want to do that. No, you're
You don't think they're collecting taxes on his loose cigarette business?
no, dude. You are right though, man. All those kids. Can you imagine what this is going to be like now? Like, it's good news. We're thinking good news in the sense that we think of like one person, like maybe the wife, as it were, getting this. But dude, he's got like what you're right. Wasn't it like 7 kids and all this shit?
7 kids divided by 6 million. Yeah, he got fucked. The Garner family kind of got screwed in this.
Yeah, they should have hung in there, take it to trial, man.
Yeah, they could have chosen to do
Go
that,
for the
right?
big bucks. Yeah,
Yeah.
to settle it.
Well, I'm sure they've got the best financial team around them, so hopefully they'll get some solid investments going.
Yeah, make sure they make this money work for them. You know,
Absolutely.
not just spend
Absolutely.
it. Right, not just spend it right away.
Mrs. Garner, come sit down. Let's go over your portfolio.
Their portfolio. We're gonna put.
Could we get that on your calendar? Could we get a tickler for next week to sit down and look at your portfolio?
If we adjust for inflation, Miss Garner, we're looking at, hold on, let me do the calculations. Miss Garner, your briefcase. Yeah, I guarantee there's a pile of people around them at this moment
Yeah.
trying to work them over, like how we can make the most of this money for
Yeah.
you. That whole thing's going into play.
I wonder how long
Throwing
this-
terms out like annuities and perpetuity.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
of course. Duh.
How long do you think this money really lasts?
I wasn't going to go there, but
2 years.
I don't know
Yeah.
any of the people involved, so I can't say.
yeah, but we could just take an educated guess. I mean, just like ballpark. We've
The
seen
old
enough
cop.
NFL players crash and burn in 2 years. Christ, 50 Cent filed for bankruptcy.
He
this week.
did, man.
Yeah.
After
Which-
he got hit with that lawsuit about the release of the sex tape, right?
Yeah, the $5 million that he owed. Isn't that really just a jockey
Yes.
to save your money? That's
Yeah.
not really about being broke. I think Forbes estimated his worth at 150 million or something just a couple of years ago. So
He was the one who sold the vitamin water, right?
yeah,
He was in early
Made
on
a
vitamin
huge-
water.
made like somewhere between 60 and 100 million off vitamin
God,
water.
dude.
As soon as Coca-Cola bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Think of all these dudes who get a ton of cash and then they get hit with all these business opportunities.
Yeah.
And to think like he picked a good one
Yeah.
that ultimately paid off for him. Like,
Isn't that
fuck.
crazy when you think of how many people, everybody thinks they're going to hit the next vitamin water. I know it drives me nuts. I don't know if you have seen these commercials. Well, you haven't. You don't have cable. But the George Foreman commercial that's airing all the time.
Here's another one, or
No, he's got a commercial that airs for if you've got a business idea, if you're looking to start a business
yeah.
on your own.
Oh,
And people ask me all the time, George, how did you start your business? This, that. And the fact is, George Foreman had literally nothing to do with starting the Foreman Grill.
Right.
course
Someone just
not.
came to
I
him
mean,
with
he
a
didn't
grill.
have some badass grill that he designed in this basement.
Right.
Someone came to him with an idea. I think they went to multiple people. Hulk Hogan was approached for the Foreman grill, a few people, and George Foreman just happened to be the son of a bitch that went, I guess I'll put my name on it and shit. And it turns into this billion-dollar company. All of a sudden, he's an expert on what to do if you've got a brilliant idea.
Right.
It's like, give me a break. So yeah, for someone like him,
well, and take it a step further, it wasn't him; it was some advisor, right? Somebody who,
for sure.
Hey George, let's do this.
On today's docket, we've got a script from a TV show that people want you to do. We've got this commercial. We've got some some fucking grill these people want to pitch you on.
I don't know. Let's hit the grill. It seems like a reasonable thing. What?
I love food and shit. Let's do the grill. All right, George, let's do the grill.
We had a George Foreman grill.
So did I at one point.
I did
they
too.
were easy.
I might still have one.
Yeah,
I definitely have one.
They're not bad.
I don't know about
you
the
make
actual
like grilled cheese and shit in them.
Oh yeah, they seal the edges for you. Oh, delicious.
Yeah, that we definitely have one.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it like the triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm not sure if the quote unquote the fat burning off. It's supposed to be healthy too.
Right.
I don't know if I can speak to the healthiness of it, but it was easy to make hamburgers.
What I always think of is it's a bitch to clean, kind of like you constantly have to take like reams of paper towel.
Clean it all off.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just ruined.
Yeah.
I think the newer ones, the plates actually come out and you can throw them in the dishwasher. They solve that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But I have an old one like you do. And the trick is to hit it when it's hot before it cools, because then it's a nightmare after that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Zott Ford and Holly, the official auto dealership of the Detroit Cast, is also Metro Detroit's leading lease pull-ahead authority. They specialize in getting people out of their current leases up to 12 months early. It doesn't matter what brand you lease or how many miles you have, Zott Ford can get you out of your lease early. Now's the time. Go to Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98 and get out of your overpriced, over-mileage lease and into a shiny Ford of your dreams. No one can beat Zott Ford at terminating your current lease up to 12 months early. Also, their goal is to match or lower your current payment. So check out their kick-ass deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
We got a story, I think one of our listeners sent us, about a woman in the United Kingdom who died from a rare but well-known, especially to this class, eating disorder that left her with a constantly high appetite, and they claiming that she wasn't properly treated. This is according to her mother. Kirsty Derry was 23 when she died.
Are we talking about PWS?
I was going to say, are we talking about Prader Willis there?
We are talking about PWS. It's a very sensitive topic for me, but this poor thing had Prader Willis syndrome.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Oh, no.
My goodness gracious.
I think this person behind her has Prader Willis too.
Yeah, I'd venture to say by the dental work that person behind her is related.
I would argue that they don't have a dental person.
In fact, I think
take that argument one step further, would you, Mike?
I think the person behind her actually has a more severe case of Prader Willis.
It's genetic, is it? Is that what you're suggesting? I can't disagree.
Anyway, she was diagnosed. This is not funny. This is not a laughing matter to anyone. Control yourselves. Be pros.
I was laughing at something I heard
it's
earlier.
It's a very sensitive and sad topic.
Just a joke I heard earlier. That's what I was laughing about.
Good, because it would be absolutely inappropriate to laugh at a syndrome like this.
He's
it
laughing,
affects so many people.
He's laughing at the gang rape we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, that was it. Sure.
His eyes are watering. He's crying.
Can you put your screen down, dude?
Sorry.
Put your Facebook screen down.
She was diagnosed at age 2 with Prader-Willi syndrome, PWS, as Jay says. According to her mother, there she is. Poor thing. Her mother, Julie, Derry was sent to a facility in October of 2012 that had alarms on the cupboards and fridge. So if you even open the door on the cupboard, wait, it starts screaming at you. Imagine you're just starving.
This is in Europe, though, so it's.
But at some point, the technology was removed without her knowledge.
Oh, no.
So it probably was going off so long. It was blaring all the time. She was constantly trying to fuck with the door that someone just unhooked it. I don't know. It became aware Kirsty had no idea of portion sizes, but I thought her cooking was regulated. In 2013, her changes in weight were obvious. Her legs were swollen. She could hardly walk or get shoes on her feet. I expressed my concerns.
Oh,
That's
did you? You expressed your at this point. You're maybe this is
Yeah, maybe something's afoul here. What's going on?
I don't.
I brought her in here to help with this problem, and she's packed on 40 pounds. She can barely put her shoes on.
Well, we'll just monitor the situation, make sure it doesn't get any worse.
She claims that her daughter was handed a death sentence when social workers suggested she go to the facility. She died from pulmonary edema, meaning fluid in her lungs prevented her from breathing. Her BMI was 42.1. Is that good or
that's
bad?
Pretty bad, Mike.
It is. They say the average BMI is 19 to 25.
That seems really high, actually.
19?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, she was
What's
41.
your BMI?
I don't know, dude.
One. I've got a BMI of 1.
Dude,
Yeah, so this poor thing. Do we have any other pictures of her?
We were looking at a few.
Were you?
she didn't want for a meal, did she?
Mm-mm.
That one's not good.
Yeah, she's got a fairly severe case of PWS, and
She's trying to change the subject there with Tinkerbell on her shirt, isn't she?
sure is. Yeah,
Now, are she doing the stripes the right way? Are they supposed to be vertical or horizontal?
They're supposed to be
vertical.
vertical.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I don't think that's top of mind for her. She's got bigger concerns, much bigger concerns.
the stripes.
Yeah. You know, as you know, I feel for her. As you know, I've self-diagnosed as Prader-Willi's. And
So you know what she's going through.
oh, I absolutely know what she's going through. I have bouts with it. I have flare-ups, and they're brutal. When you have a flare-up, it sounds like she's got a more constant version of Prader-Willi's. But yeah, it would be impossible to live with that. Seeing like specials that I've seen on Prader-Willi's, which is when I self-diagnosed for the first time.
Yeah.
I saw similarities to myself in there, and seeing these parents
Just
absolutely
constantly
going
monitoring,
out.
policing, right?
Dude, they're going out of their minds. You've got a kid who's breaking out of a room. They have to lock you in your room, and this kid's breaking out of the room or in constant tantrum mode. They're eating, and as they're eating, they're starving.
I can't stand being hungry either.
It
Can
sucks.
you imagine being
It's
always
terrible.
hungry? Wow. Be brutal.
Yeah, this one special I saw, this girl, they've got padlocks on the fridge, the cupboards, her bedroom, the gate going out. So they've gated in their yard, and there's a lock on the gate going outside, like down the steps and outside, because she'd run after the fucking ice cream man when it was going down the street.
Oh, wow.
And she would throw these massive tantrums like, I just want a popsicle. Give me a popsicle. And she's, 300 pounds at 12.
They made a huge mistake telling the child that that's an ice cream truck. Why would you ever do that to a child?
Yeah. So what do you
It's the
say?
music truck.
It's the music truck, and it comes by and steals food from kids.
Oh, it just comes by and plays music. Hey, wave to the music truck.
Yeah. Well, maybe her Prader-Willi's didn't flare up at first,
Yeah,
or other kids could have narked it out and told,
it's true.
oh, that thing delivers delicious treats every day.
I never buy these charts, dude.
I know that. Yeah.
Are you overweighty?
I'm not overweight. But
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
See, and there's no way that you are.
Wait, what are we looking at here?
That's the BMI chart.
There's
You figure out
Jay.
your
I'm
height.
not. Oh,
and then your weight across the top.
I'm not overweight on this, but I am close to the end of it of
Oh,
mine.
no.
But there's no way that you are.
Oh, no.
There's just no way.
According to that chart, I'm overweight.
I'm extremely obese.
You're in this. You're in these three.
Dude, you can't be extremely obese unless you're 5 foot or 5'1".
Well,
Yeah, you're right.
close enough. I'm obese.
Well, also that doesn't make any sense because are you saying a
You
6
can
foot
totally
person?
be.
No.
Like,
wait.
Exactly. This is
Wait a minute.
absurd.
That's
Right. As
suggesting
long
that
as
if
you're 6'4", you'll always be healthy. It just doesn't extend that far.
I'm overweight.
Yeah, you're right. Jay. I'm
Obviously,
overweight.
if you took it out to an extreme,
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you're right. According to this thing, Jay, I cannot even be overweight.
it only
Or-
goes up to 215 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm barely hanging on to overweight. I'm borderline obese.
God damn it!
How far into the overweight
Just
are
keep
you?
identifying as thin, and you're fine.
I'm at 23 according to this.
Oh, bullshit.
No,
So you're
6
healthy?
That's what it said. Six,
You
yeah.
doughy, supple son of a bitch. You're not healthy. You're far from healthy.
6'2", 185.
Yeah.
I'm barely into overweight.
You're barely into overweight.
And there's no way that you are.
Where are you?
cannot
What are
believe
you,
that for
Jay?
a second.
6'1",
6'2".
6'2", 195?
Yeah.
So we're the same height. Just we're talking 10 pounds.
Yeah, I'm overweight and he isn't.
You're in the middle of overweight. Aren't you?
No,
No,
I'm right on the first square, man.
you're on the first square. Well, I'm on the last square of overweight,
Hmm.
but I'm not quite obese yet. Or am I into obese? No, I'm overweight. I'm overweight. I'm just overweight. Thank God I identify as thin. Otherwise, this would be heartbreaking.
You're moving toward healthy though, Mike, and that's what's important.
That's right.
You're on your way.
I'm on my way.
But no, yeah, but honestly, I don't. You're right, though. I don't really. It's just a chart, a generic chart like that.
Generic chart.
Well, Jay and I are obese. What are you going to do? Or Jay and I are overweight. He's a model of health, apparently. So yeah, we
The
know
only
it's
one
full
that's
of
healthy
shit.
in this room. Well, Kadog might be.
Yeah, I am right in the middle of
Good dog
healthy.
is
I have the
squarely
lowest
unhealthy.
BMI here.
Oh, we got someone that has info on Prader Willie's.
We do.
Brad. Brad,
Brad.
you want to pick it up, Kadog?
Brad, it's Jay and Mike. How are you?
Mike and Jay, how are you, Brad?
Jay and Mike and Jay, good to talk to you.
You
Hey,
too.
you know, I was just as this PWS discussion was taking place, I just did a little Google research, and I know that Mike Walters here has indicated that he may have PWS.
Self-diagnosed.
Suffer. Self-diagnosed.
Yep.
There's an interesting development that I found. I want to read something from the geneticdiseasefoundation.org. It says PWS typically causes low muscle tone, short stature if not treated with growth hormone,
Oh.
Yeah.
incomplete sexual development,
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
and a chronic feeling of hunger that, coupled with a metabolism that utilizes
Dude.
drastically fewer calories than normal,
Case closed.
can lead to excessive eating and life-threatening obesity.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I mean, I guess the part that I want to hone in on is the incomplete sexual development.
Well,
Hone in on.
well, you know, I mean, you named a bunch of things on the list, and let's just
They
say
all
I
do.
safely checked off everything on the list. I don't know what else to say. That's why I self-diagnosed with Prader Willie's at a relatively early age. And
This may have something to do with the low fluid.
Well, if you're getting it four or five times a day,
sometimes you're on a little influence. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Brad.
bullshit, Brad. You and I both
Incom-
know it's bullshit.
It's incomplete sexual development. I think with I don't even think it's self-diagnosed anymore. I think it's out in the open.
Well, yeah, I've been very honest about my ailment, and
You're fighting through it, dude.
I am.
We
I
have
work
to
hard every day.
Really give you credit for
Jay's put locks on the fridge upstairs, and he unlocks it once a day. Beth unlocks it in the morning, and you know, it's a battle. It's a struggle. It's a daily
that
struggle.
story about the dog eating cat turds earlier, that was actually him. We caught him eating cat turds, and he blamed it on the proops.
Yeah.
He,
All right. Well,
Fucking dusty.
geneticdiseasefoundation.org. It sounds pretty official.
Yeah. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that.
You bet.
thanks, man.
Have a good one,
care.
dude. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God damn
It
it.
fits squarely.
Oh.
Low muscle tone.
Yeah.
The sex-
Short
as
in
he-
stature,
well, again,
fat
as
as fuck.
the sexual.
You know, well, when you get it 4 or 5 times a day, sometimes we're a little
Well, maybe
influenced.
it's
That's all
not
I'm
4 or
saying.
5
That's all I'm
times a
saying.
day. See?
Not a hill to die.
That's the thing.
Not a hill to die.
You've been telling yourself that it's Overuse, but it could be the Prader Willie's, which makes even more sense.
Which means that it's not my fault.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're giving them an excuse
not my
for all
fault.
this shit.
It's not my fault.
I think the dude's just lazy and can't get it up.
Well, could be true.
You want me to get it on? I'll show you right now. You want to see?
No, I'm good. Krista Jelski, our friend from Remax Suburban. Maybe your Proops needs a bigger yard. Maybe your family's expecting their very own sweet pie. If you're looking for a new home, Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban is the realtor you need to help you find the home of your dreams. Check out Krista's website. That's Krista with a K. KristaSellsHouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900.
Jay, I got a story today.
About what, Mike?
An 8-year-old girl,
Okay.
right?
I can picture an 8-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. Is living with an incredibly rare condition. Incredibly rare. Which means she has 2 wombs. Unfortunately, she has no vagine and no rectum
What?
or anus.
Where's it go, man?
Her name is Poppy Wadsworth.
Come on.
Yeah. Her parents have said she has the genitals of a doll, as she has just skin where the passages should be. Just smooth sailing. She is unable to use the toilet. Duh. There's Poppy. Hello, puppy.
Hey, what's going on over here?
So we've got bags
Wow, that
going.
is-
Whoa, a Confederate flag. Good eye.
He's got Confederate flags
Oh my
on
god.
his shirt as well.
This puts the whole thing in a whole new context.
Yeah, why
Not
do we-
sure I'm rooting for Poppy anymore.
Right. Racist.
Yeah, this is tough. She's unable to use the toilet. Her waste is taken out in a bag.
Yeah, we have a bag system going on here.
Mhm. She was born with
Oh, gross.
cloaca, it's called, which is when the rectum, vagine, and urethra share a common channel that doesn't leave the body.
So we're looking like at a Barbie doll,
Essentially, yes. They say it occurs exclusively in girls. I would hope so, since we're talking about the vagine, rectum, and anus
Well,
converging into
We're all
one.
the same, Mike.
That's true,
something went amiss at the zygote stage.
clearly. Poppy also only has one kidney, and it works like shit.
Poor Poppy.
So she can't even. Yeah.
Cute little girl, you know?
I'm
Looks normal in every way.
looking at the
Yeah, I
tits
know
on
what
the
you're
mom.
looking
I
at.
mean, seriously, I see Biggie in the middle of the picture, and then I see mom's tits on display.
Seriously, Mom, what's going on with that?
Yeah, her mom doesn't have an issue, it looks like.
No,
Huh.
she
does
is
have an
cute,
issue in
though.
Well, she has an issue in the face, I think. But
It's
the
not
tits.
bad.
The mom?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, she's making a stupid face.
The mom?
We need more images to make any sort of judge. You can't say
See
one
if you
way.
can find some more titty shots of the mom.
Well, titty shots.
Oh no. Oh, Kadog, you're about to ruin
Where'd
my
that
day,
little-
aren't you?
Sorry.
Oh,
God damn it! What happened?
Oh,
What
man.
happened?
I called it. I called it.
It all fell apart. All of a sudden, she's got a lazy eye and fucked up teeth, and she looks
Yeah.
thicker. Their titties went away. That's a different
Dude, the
person.
dad looks
My
really normal
word.
to me, too.
You think so?
Well,
Well,
He looks a little
Com-
too happy.
comparatively. Yeah.
Little too happy.
So Poppy, doctors in the UK have operated on her to make her life as normal as possible. They've now told her mom, Allison, that there is no more they can do. So your name's Allison, and you named your kid Poppy Wadsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
I mean,
And what's really a Wadworth for her
oh.
when she's got nothing to do with it?
it's a great point. Maybe it was like, well,
I
she
can't
doesn't have
believe
a
you
vag-
find that mom hot.
Oh,
Mike, you were on record.
Oh.
You went on record, man.
My God.
That's
I feel
why
like-
you always need a second and third image.
I feel like I've been given false documents. I was lied to.
You were lured in.
look at
You're a
those-
fish on a hook once you saw those titties.
and I was reeled in for sure.
Those teeth. Ooh.
Maybe the game plan for the parents was, look, listen, we know she doesn't have a vagine. We know she doesn't have an anus. Kids are going to be all over this. How do we get the kids not to focus on that? How about we name her Poppy Wadsworth? They'll probably fuck with her over that more so.
Wow, that's good thinking.
You know what I mean? It's just trying anything you can at that point.
Mhm.
I mean, who would have thought you'd have an actual Barbie doll?
So it looks like so I'm guessing that Poppy better get pretty good at learning how to do blowjobs.
Talking about an 8-year-old dude.
Well, eventually though.
Eventually, she will grow up. She's going to have some strong hand muscles.
she's gonna have to do something to please her boyfriends.
Well, there could be help on the way.
Oh,
The
God.
doctors in the UK said, that's it. We're done. You know, she's got the fucked up kidney, no vagine, no anus. Good luck, though. Good luck. And there's a surgeon in Ohio, Mark Levitt, who claims he can operate on Poppy to allow her to use the toilet normally and maybe even have kids one day.
What?
Yep. The total cost is about 150 grand, but he's like,
That's-
yeah, I'll only like forego 75 grand. So you raise 75 grand yourself, and then we'll do the surgery. Seems like if you're gonna go pro bono, just go all in. You
It
know?
shows you what the markup on something like that is, right?
True.
She's willing to cut it in half.
He says he could fashion Poppy a vagine, reshape her bladder, and give her working kidneys. He can also remove one of her wombs.
wow.
Yeah.
How do you
It seems like
pick?
it'd be more money than that to me, honestly. 150,000.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of plumbing work to do there.
Totally. It remains a very difficult reconstructive challenge to doctors. The main issues to manage are allowing the patient to control their bowel and urinary excretions as well as achieve normal sexual function.
God, it seems like that's some really critical functioning that you're dealing with
Yeah.
on many levels.
He said she'll have a button that allows her to flush her bowels daily. So I don't know if that.
I don't know how much this guy's really accomplishing. If you're suggesting that Poppy has to push a button, yeah, she flushes herself. I'm not sure the 75 is going very far.
Is
if
this
that's
the
what we're
guy
talking
that's
about.
doing the head transplant surgeries?
Seriously, man.
I mean,
I still don't. I stick with my thing too. By the way, of the fact that all that he's supposedly doing for only 150,000, I just don't think that surgery. That just seems like it'd be a lot more to me.
Yeah, it's not going far enough. Again,
are we sure he's board certified?
Right. Who is?
What's-
He's in Ohio.
Just some dude.
He's not just going to bore a hole in the spot. Like, you know
Yeah.
that tool that
Yes,
you spin and it
Of course.
just.
Oh
bores?
my God! He found a pit.
God damn it! Damn it!
Well, it's trying.
What?
It's trying to make a
There's
machine.
nothing.
It's trying.
Dude,
What is that?
You'd
actually
have to
of?
admit, you'd feel like a giant trying to get in that.
just stop.
What is that
Dude,
actually of?
That's a.
That's the disease. That's what you end up with.
Oh my god.
I
Oh my god.
Do you think someone shaved that, or does it just grow like that?
right. Is it? Are we looking at some prepubescent shit? Because if we are, get that shit
No,
off
that's
of
an
there.
adult for sure. That's not prepubescent.
Ugh.
Yeah, that sucks. Woo. I thought I'd see that.
God bless the internet and the Google machine.
So she has this kid, Miss Wadsworth.
Yes.
Allison Wadsworth has Poppy, and she had no idea there was anything wrong. The doctors took the baby away and washed it up. It was a 7-minute birth. That's it. Seems fast to me. Drop a kid in 7 minutes. They whisked her off for a bath, delivered her back to me, wrapped in a pink blanket, and I didn't notice anything. It was only 24 hours after Poppy was born they realized there was a problem.
It took him 24 hours.
Yeah.
My God, man.
She was like a doll. She had this little line of a girl and then nothing, just pure smooth skin. They had to do blood tests to determine if she was male or female. The doctor said, don't worry, she'll be your little girl. She'll
It
still
took
be your
them
little girl.
24 hours to discover this.
Shouldn't there at least be a nice meconium dump at that point?
Yes. What? Nice, Mike.
Huh? You didn't think I would know that, did you?
No.
Yes. When she went into the reception, so at school, this is in the UK, but when she started going to school, boys started making fun of her because they thought she was wearing like a diaper, as they call it, a nappy.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, oh, she's wearing a nappy. They could see she was wearing something under her clothes. We told the school about it, explained what it was.
It's just a shit bag. It's not a diaper.
Right. They explained that to the other students, that it's just a shit bag. And they've all accepted her now for who she is, all the kids. Which is amazing when you think of kids at that age, that they would all accept her and not make fun of her anymore. A couple of kids are even jealous of her because she's special.
Wow.
I think they,
Different view of things, huh?
I think if they grew up, they'd realize that they would not be jealous of that.
Yeah.
Once they grow up.
What a tough life some people have to live. Whew. That's brutal.
Puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Sort
The
of
fact that you could just walk in there and take a dump, a healthy dump.
Healthy bowel movement.
Yeah.
That's right.
What a pain in the ass.
Don't have to push a button.
Ugh. I need to take a break. We need to collect our thoughts.
I think we do.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? We'll come back, and we've got a boyfriend who was doing a little bit of raping. You know, came clean about it. So we'll get into that and much more next.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast,
Big fan. Big fan.
a show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay. The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford in Holly. Summer's in full swing, and so are the incredible deals at Zott Ford. Right now, you can lease the amazingly fuel-efficient 2015 Ford Focus at only $148 a month for 24 short months. Or if you're looking for something a little larger and with a touch more luxury, come lease the 2016 Ford Fusion for just $158 for only 24 months. Friends, if you've been shopping around, you already know these are incredible deals. And much like our Michigan summers, they won't last for long. So hurry into Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98 to take advantage of a Focus for just $148 or a Fusion for $158 right now. And if you mention the Proop sent you, we'll throw in an autographed TDC shirt and hat. Check out our zany deals and our massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
Welcome back to the Detroit Cast on a Wednesday with Mike and Jay. And Kid Rock going to go on a summer tour. We'll get to that in just a second.
Before you get to Kid Rock, we'd be remiss if we did not mention the Amazon link on our homepage, DetroitCast.com. Please go there, click on the Amazon link. It's a great way to donate to the show. Amazon gives us a little kickback if you use our portal to Amazon.com. So just hit it. It'll take you to your normal shopping experience on Amazon. You won't pay more, but we'll get credit for it in a small kickback. So definitely use it today, July 15th, because apparently it's a huge Prime sale that they have going on Amazon. Lots of hourly kind of deals that are being launched all day long. So jump on there and buy.
There's been a little war going on between Amazon and Walmart.
Fuck Walmart. Use Amazon.
Well, Walmart took a shot at them today in a company issued statement like, "Oh, we don't know why you how did they word it? Something about
they probably did a cheer first and then said,
yeah, that because Amazon Prime costs like $100 to sign up for it.
Why would you ever pay $100 just to then
to
be
save
told
a
you're
couple
getting a deal?
dollars? Yeah. And their response was, why would you charge your in-store customers more than your online customers? We've never understood that either.
Oh, get them, Amazon.
Look at the war of words going on between these people. So anyway, yeah, go there and do your shopping and helps us out. So why not? As I mentioned, Kid Rock summer tour. There he is. We got a picture of him there with the general.
General. Look at that.
What is that? I thought I don't even recognize that car anymore.
Yeah, I should ban that.
It's been erased from our history, right?
Yeah, I don't even remember what that is.
Well,
what a cool car. Damn, dude.
Isn't that badass?
Yeah.
Well, Kid Rock has been quite vocal over the years about his support of the Confederate flag, more so because he's a Southern rock fan than anything else. I don't think Kid Rock's capable of having a racist bone in his body, but that's enough to piss off groups. Of course, everybody's got to have their say and do it our way, or we'll picket you and protest. So there's
our friends from NAN, literally the Detroit chapter,
yes,
who we called,
yeah,
when we were trying to get a hold of the supple mustachioed version of
Medallion.
Al Sharpton.
You asked what you should do to get
we spoke to Charles William, the Reverend himself.
Yes. He's the one that's
he's
talking
the one
with
spearheading all this shit.
Absolutely. He's calling on Kid to renounce the Confederate flag. We will be furthering our call to ask GM to remove their support of funds for Kid Rock's tour, said the Reverend Charles Williams, president of the Michigan branch of NAN.
Remember, we spoke to him and he seemed cordial at first, and then we offered to have him in and talk through a few things. He was like, yeah.
Yeah, he said he'd be willing to do that, but then we were like, okay, bye, and he
ended
just like
abruptly.
Click. Yeah, he was having none of us. But GM today sent the Free Press a statement confirming they are taking this guy's meeting on Thursday. I guess they have to if you're a big corporation. We've been in touch with Reverend Williams and all that shit. We'll be meeting with him later this week to better understand his concerns.
As if they need to. They know what it's about.
Mr. Williams, go ahead. Express your concerns. We're listening. Writing shit down there. Oh, yeah, no, that's a good concern.
What a pain in the ass that you have to go through this charade.
What a nightmare. We need to let some open and constructive dialogue occur. Let's get both sides out there and discuss this.
Mike, isn't that what you've been arguing for, though? That you need to have a serious dialogue?
I've been...
Would the key word there be serious?
And that's the argument. Because as soon as you get serious with your serious dialogue, all of a sudden you get branded something. You know? Members of the Action Network, founded by Mr. Al Sharpton, appeared outside of Detroit's Historical Museum earlier this month, calling on Kid Rock to distance himself from the battle flag. The issue became more heated when Rock supposedly told protesters they could kiss my ass. That was a message passed along by Megyn Kelly at Fox News. She'd apparently been talking to Kid on the phone, and then she did the story about Kid Rock and Confederate flags and all that stuff, and then she passed that message along. So he didn't actually say it, Rolling Stone did a story about it and everything. So the automaker on Friday, so just the other day, reiterated their support for Kid Rock and his summer tour. The only flag on stage during the Chevy-sponsored summer concert tour is the American flag. In our knowledge, Kid Rock has not used the Confederate flag on stage for several years. We're committed to our sponsorship of Rock's summer tour and are confident that he will provide fans, many of whom are proud Chevy owners.
Oh, Jesus.
Shut up.
Assholes. What assholes. Many of whom are proud Chevy owners.
Shut the fuck up.
Such dorks.
Yeah.
Oh, can't help but slip that in there. A little free advertising in the papers. With a spectacular concert experience that celebrates American freedom.
I hope.
Reverend Williams is saying, yeah, we just want a motherfucking commitment from Rock to say that he won't use the Confederate flag and shit, and then we'll be happy. And Kid Rock said a few years ago, I've never flown that flag in hate. It's about Southern rock pride and blah, blah, blah. The fact is, Kid Rock's got a half-black kid. You know, his son is half-black. The idea that you would be targeting Kid Rock of all people is kind of I don't know. It just seems silly to me.
I hope he.
It's so goofy. When I saw that headline like last week, that Nan, the Detroit chapter of Nan, was going,
Yeah.
just groan, ultimate groan, dude.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll have a Confederate flag on stage.
I hope he
It sounds-
does.
I do too.
I hope
Just for shit like that. I hate
and-
people being pushed and ordered to do something.
Right.
Like if you don't like it, don't go to it.
And
That's how you should be able to show your support or dissatisfaction with something is if the
With
crowds
the pocketbook.
Yeah, well, if the crowds don't show up because they don't approve of this and they don't and he starts filling arenas halfway, all of a sudden then he's got to make that decision of whether this is worth it or not. But this idea that you're going to force people into having your view on something or tell people how to feel or how they should feel because of how you feel, just I hate that whole idea. I know it's it means very little in a discussion like this with people, but I don't like people being forced to do something against their will. Otherwise, you're going to protest.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I have a feeling that the 7+ sold out shows at the Pine Knob at least will probably still be sold out. I think that those crowds will be nobody's not showing up to that concert.
That's the danger though of like affiliating with corporate America like that though. When you're sponsored by Chevy,
Yeah,
to an extent, you do.
you have to play
You
ball.
have to do the dance a bit. So
Mhm.
if he's and I don't know him, but I would think that even if push came to shove with that, I would think
He's
he'd
a
stand up
businessman.
for his. But he'd stand up and go, "Fuck this! If this is something I really believe in." He's in the position now where he could do that, right? And, and take the hit monetarily.
I think he would.
down
I
the
think
line.
that's how it would go. I could totally
It's
see him.
expensive to put a tour on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he also, I mean, he just had that whole interview. When was it, a month ago? Whenever that was, where he's talking about I'm rich as fuck and I can, it's nice. And I'm happy to, he has the money that he can do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not saying he can put on tour. I know that it's costly to put on a tour on, obviously.
yeah.
But I don't know. I could see him. I mean, he's already kind of responded to this. And then he also supposedly is going to make this song with him and who's like I can't think of who the other guy is.
Ted Nugent. Is that what
Yeah.
you're thinking of? Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to make a song.
Supporting the Confederate flag?
Not. I'd have to look exactly. It's going to be revolving around this. Yes, it's going to be called "My Kiss My Rebel Ass" or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he's gonna, I just don't see him backing down to it.
Yeah, that's in that shitty spot where if you're going down that corporate sponsor road, you got to be really careful because they're going to want squeaky clean. They don't want the headache and the problem that comes with it.
Yeah, it's you take the good with the bad, right? You're beholden to somebody else now when you start taking that.
Yeah.
But it's a way to make a hell of a lot of money. So
I'm just
begrudge him.
But I'm just saying, I think if he's he already somewhat responded with that kind of kiss my ask me question. People, it's funny on Facebook. I will say everyone's been awesome that Kid Rock said kiss my ass he kind of technically said like kiss my ass ask me some questions or whatever. But also if he's gonna come out and with this song, I just have a feeling I have a hard time.
Sounds like he's not.
Yeah, it looks like the song's a hoax
Oh,
from what
really?
I'm seeing. Yeah.
Fuck, damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, E, you've been had.
I've been had.
Your
According
feeble
to-
mind has been manipulated
Can't
once
believe it.
again.
I can't believe it.
The wool has been pulled over E's eyes.
I know.
He's been subject to hijinks and shenanigans.
Yes, fell for it again.
Got-
Did you read that from The Onion?
I did not read it on The Onion.
Blabbermouth.net is reporting, no, Ted Nugent and Kid Rock have not recorded a new song, Kiss
Okay.
My Rebel Ass. Update, the source for this article was Ultimate Classic Rock via the satirical news site National Report.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I mean, but you know how
Oh, man.
whatever.
The keyword being satirical.
Yeah.
Yo, really? Is that the key word? Fuck you. I know.
It's on his favorites, man. It's on his toolbar as we speak.
No bullshit. I read it in the National Report.
He's been consulting that
Fuck you
for
guys.
fucking news stories for all year, dude. This is what he's been feeding us. Holy shitty.
The original article said Ted Nugent and Kid Rock have joined forces to record a song in support of the Confederate flag. That right there would be enough for me to go, wait a minute. Really? Really? That seems like
I can
Kind of
you
going
wouldn't-
out on a limb.
you wouldn't brag about in the times we live in. The track titled Kiss My Rebel Ass. This is what he read. Will reportedly be available as an instant download from both musicians' websites July 17th. All proceeds from the song will be donated to the American Freedom Party.
I didn't read that part.
Nugent and Rock announced the
I didn't read
collaboration
that
during
part.
a joint appearance the two made on WWJ. Kiss My Rebel Ass was written and recorded by Nugent, who contacted Rock to express his support after Kid Rock invited anyone protesting the use of the flag at his concerts can kiss my ass. When you get a text from the nude, you know you've done something right, laughed Rock. Rock and roll ain't supposed to be nice. It's supposed to hit you upside the head with a tire iron. And that's exactly what this song
That
does.
sounds like something Kid Rock would say.
E.
I didn't read all this, by the way. If I read some of this part, I kind of just, I kind of just saw
You saw it.
a.
Kid
I'll give you a
Rock
break. You saw it.
Kid Rock described Kiss My Rebel Ass as a love letter to the South and a middle finger to the PC establishment. I actually could see him saying something like that.
I'll say this. I didn't read that part, although having said it, those quotes to me sound like something I could see him saying, but I did not read those quotes thinking that it was real. I think I would have questioned those quotes.
God.
How did that song go, E?
I don't know.
You had to have something in your head, like what you were thinking.
I'm not going to. No.
You've been known to quote and sing Kid Rock songs.
Yeah.
I recall.
My name is.
Come on, E.
Remember when you did that, E?
in your
Yes.
specs
My
voice.
name
I'm not
is.
doing that again.
I mean, in your dream world, what would Kiss My Rebel Ass sound like? I mean, would it be an up tempo? Is it a ballad?
No, I don't know.
Is it? I mean, does he bring it down? Bring the house lights down? And
I don't know.
get your
what it
lighters out, everybody. You can kiss my rebel ass.
I don't know.
Or is it like
Kiss my rebel ass.
Dude, I don't know, man.
you had no idea of what you thought that song should sound like?
None whatsoever.
Hmm. Way to play along. Thanks, E.
You're welcome. I wasn't gonna. I don't.
We've talked a lot about rape, right, Jay?
Here and there we have, yeah.
Yeah, we've discussed
Including
it.
yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
We revisited the nod and that notion.
Mm-hmm. We've got a guy, Norwegian man, not to be confused with Norwegian wood. But the Norwegian man, he's avoided a prison sentence, even though he's a rapist. And that's got some people outraged, of course. He admittedly repeatedly raped his sleeping girlfriend while he was living in Ireland. Magnus Meyer Hustveit.
Magnus, I love it.
Yeah. Confessed to sexually assaulting this 28-year-old woman up to 10 times over the course of a year. So about a little less than once a month, he was nailing this chick. After one episode, she woke up and confronted him, prompting him to write an email for her to use as evidence against him. Despite the victim revealing that the attacks had caused her to develop anxiety issues and an eating disorder. Why an eating disorder?
Seriously.
That
Why would
seems-
it? Yeah.
There's my man. As well as leading her to attempt suicide. Okay. The Justice Patrick McCarthy said that it was important to take into consideration that this dude had confessed to the crime from the first confrontation, adding that without the confession, prosecution would have been impossible. He also pointed out in the email to his then girlfriend, he'd actually encouraged her to prosecute him. Not really. In truth, this case comes here today out of his own mouth. During the trial, he discussed, the victim described how he had admitted raping her in early 2012, just a few months after the couple moved in together. She's described as a deep sleeper And she talked about
Well, yeah, I would
Really?
imagine.
You know, you got to be like a micro penis, or she has to be a super deep sleeper,
Like it's-
right?
yeah.
To pull that off.
I mean, on a regular basis, it's one thing. One night we're just fucking blacked out, I suppose. But you
Yeah,
know,
but if she's just going to sleep and she's a hard sleeper,
Right.
I mean, that
God,
seems
man.
impossible.
Yeah.
But
You know, I don't have a vagine, but I'd have to
Yeah.
believe that you feel something.
some sensation of
Yeah,
some sort of.
well, unless it's
Well, you know how she
Right,
figured it
micro.
out? She figured it out because not only was she was this deep sleeper, but she said she'd wake up to find herself covered in semen.
come. Now you're gonna
Covered.
So he would blanket her in semen and just be like, clean it up in the morning.
now you know
Then he'd go back
Lands
to
where it
bed.
lands.
Yep.
why.
Don't you think if you're gonna rape her, you'd like finish in your hand or on the bed or something, not blast her in the back and then just immediately go to sleep?
Yeah, I've never thought something like that through, but yeah, just off the cuff, I feel like, yeah.
It seems like
Then
when
wow.
you finish, you're like your work's not quite done yet.
Well, wait
right?
a minute. Wait a minute, though. So she says she started to notice something when she would wake up randomly. Wouldn't the first time she wake up and have semen just covered all over her crown and go like, "Did you like jerk off on me or something?" Like, wouldn't she?
Once you're
It begs so many questions.
Like, how would you just wake up one time and be like, "Wow, there's a shit ton of semen on me"? Oh well, I guess you know.
Well,
some
she-
level of investigation is required. I would agree with you.
Feel like that.
well, here's the thing. She woke up and she's covered, almost head to toe in semen.
right.
And she's like, whose fault? What the hell happened here? And he went, fuck, you got me. I raped you last night. I'm sorry. Like, wouldn't you go, must have been a nocturnal emission or something?
right.
I mean, there's other
Yeah.
ways you could go with that.
So yeah,
Exactly.
so she didn't wake up while he was doing it. She just woke up.
Yeah.
I thought she said she woke up the last time while she.
Yeah, he admitted, like, last night I did rape you.
Yeah.
That's Magnus. What are you thinking, buddy?
Yeah.
If you're into
God,
that
if he-
sort of thing, what are you admitting it for?
if he had
She
said
stayed
that-
with him too. And they continued to live together.
You're right, because they're right? If he didn't admit to it, it'd be hard to prove.
And then
Certainly would.
a few weeks after the whole covered in semen incident, she wakes up and he's just drilling her. She happens to wake up from a deep sleep and he's just going to town on her. And while he's watching porn on his computer. So it's
Oh.
not enough to be getting it. He's watching computer porn and drilling this chick. Several months later, he wrote his email to his then ex-girlfriend confessing to using her body for his sexual gratification, although he attempted to shift the blame onto the victim by claiming he had only done so because she would not allow him to watch porn.
Oh, wow.
So this is kind of a 50-50 fault thing I think we're
Totally.
dealing with. I mean, if she's not going to let him watch porn, then
I mean,
you know,
wow.
what do you expect him to do?
Yeah, you
Poor son of a bitch.
Oh. hands are tied, kind of.
His actual email said, "It's really difficult. I did it for short-term gratification. I convinced myself it was a victimless crime because you were asleep." Son of a bitch.
This guy.
Nice line of thinking. I didn't want to hurt you. I used the fact that I wasn't allowed to watch porn or masturbate as an excuse. Now I've written this so you can have me prosecuted. I hope you won't, though. So that doesn't seem so much like he was helping with the prosecution.
No.
You know, he was like, yeah, what are you going to do?
God, this guy has so many missteps.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Throw that in writing. What are you thinking, Magnus?
Yeah. Doesn't seem Magnus isn't the brightest
Like
guy.
I said, the cleanup, the lack of cleanup, the
yeah.
explanations afterward. It's
Yeah, you don't
missing.
have to explain yourself.
Doesn't have a very good criminal mind.
No, not at all.
He knows what he wants, but
that he does.
Yeah. But he avoided jail time because of that letter.
Huh.
He wasn't trying to avoid it.
Hey, let me introduce the all-new 2015 Ford Transit Connect van. Transit, Bob Walters.
Mhm.
Ford's back in the minivan business, and they're back with a vengeance. With a best-in-class fuel economy of 30 miles per gallon, the new Transit Connect van can be configured and customized more than any other minivan on the market. Plus, all this comfort, convenience, and luxury can be had for only $195 per month at Zott Ford and Holly. It's time to dump that antiquated, outdated grocery getter and jump into the all-new Ford Transit Connect minivan at Zott Ford. Hurry down to Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98. They are much closer than you think.
A Chinese man. Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
Cut off his panus.
Why?
I
His
know.
Wang? Wang's Wang?
Chan's Wang.
Mm.
Yeah, and threw it into a river. Come on, man.
That's some self-loathing right there.
It was a suicide attempt.
You know,
there's other veins. Like,
I do not understand failed suicide attempts. Like this idea, dude, just park your car in the garage, turn it on, or just take people when they take pills and it's like, oh, they attempted to kill themselves through pills and they took like 5 and now, dude, take 50 of them. Why would you even? I just never get that.
Well, here's the thing. I can understand a failed attempt if you kind of puss out in the middle of it.
Okay, yeah.
But my man has gone to the extreme of cutting off his panus.
Yeah.
With the aim of,
so
I'm going to kill
it.
myself. Dude, finish the job, my friend.
Yeah. And then chuck it in the river, guaranteeing that it's gone.
Well,
not to mention what you subject the fish to.
Imagine all the fish just nipping at it.
Yeah.
We were talking about this with Kadog the other day. Like, you throw a worm on why do fish like worms, man? It's like this foreign thing that they encounter on a hook.
Yeah.
You're dipping it in there and they go batshit crazy all over it.
Yeah, that is weird. Do worms live in water?
They're not indigenous to water typically. I mean, you'll have the strange little bacteria looking thingies floating by, little wormy looking things, but
yeah,
typically no, right?
They must be delicious.
Earthworms certainly don't live in water. They live in the earth
they
by
do.
Definition. So
worms
why
are
is it
so weird? Worms are gross.
Why is it you throw one on a hook, you dip it in there, and fish go crazy all over it?
I don't know. I'm not much of a fisher. I've never thought about it. Why do they go after a shiny metal thing in the water?
Because they think it's like a smaller fish. It's prey.
Yeah,
but a worm,
they must taste delicious or smell delicious or something. Anyway, I don't know if they would go after a panus.
I think they would. That's my point, man. I think you throw a panus in there and it's getting chipped away by little bluegills like right away.
You think it'd be a big meal?
Well, not Mr. Wang's way.
Mr. Chan's way.
If you go by stereotypes,
right? So he says he cut off his dick as he was pretty drunk when he did it. He claimed he's 41 years old. He found life too difficult after his wife divorced him 3 years ago. So his wife 3 years.
This thing's been stewing in him for 3 years.
I mean, if he would have said like 3 days ago, 3 hours ago, like, okay, all right, I get it. You cut your dick off 3 hours ago.
It's an impulse move, right?
Yeah. But 3 years ago.
Talk about the premeditation involved in this.
Come on, Chan. Move along, my man. You're still young. The incident took place in southern China on Friday. Chan was found by passersby at the side of the river and immediately taken to the hospital. Doctors could only treat the external wounds because the rest of the noose was never recovered. Gone.
Fish.
Mr. Chan said, I quote, "I can't tell what that fearing was. I just felt dizzy and everything was a blurry. I don't even know why it did not hurt at all."
Dude, I don't care. I don't care how drunk you are. Like, every sense of self-preservation, and how can that not stop you from taking that knife or whatever you're using, scissors or whatever it is, and just stop that.
I know.
I can't imagine. Fuck.
What would happen?
And then think about how that would like feel after. Just,
like
you're missing.
What
this
happens
thing.
then to the taking a whiz? Does it just like?
Yeah, it's thumb over a garden hose.
You would think, right? Like, you don't have that funnel.
I think then the doctors, they just go into like salvage anything mode.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we just need to fashion a urethra at that point. We just need this urine to exit the body in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
Picture like a kielbasa cut in half. Right?
And just bore it out.
My God, man.
He and his wife were together 8 years ago, very happy. They would travel. And then she got a job at a bar.
Oh,
and that's
Chan.
where things sour for Chan. They start fighting.
Uh-oh.
His wife was disappointed that he not make enough of money, which caused him to drink. So he starts drinking. I originally had the house, and now I have nothing. My ex-wife got house in divorce, and my child followed her as well.
So why the dick, man? Why you take it out on the dick?
I don't know. I wish I could answer that.
Why not a bullet to the head? The traditional bullet to the head.
Yeah.
Or as he pointed out, the exhaust, the tailpipe in the garage.
Well, and again, I know this wasn't to this case, but just in general, like I say, when people take pills And it's like they don't do enough, dude. If I was gonna do it and I'm taking pills, dude, I'm taking like a handful of them. If that's your goal, if your goal is to kill yourself, I just don't understand. Oh, I took 5, and then drink a few shots or so. I thought that would do it.
How would you do it, E? Would you do it?
It would do the car.
Yeah.
Would you? So you could just take a nap.
You should try it.
Maybe someday if I ever grow enough balls to do it.
How would you do? What do you think is not for you, but like if you knew someone that was coming to you for advice, like Jay, what should I do? Like what would your go-to
that
answer
one
be
sounds
to them?
reasonable to me, I guess.
I mean,
I would so load up on drugs.
Well, no, I would do too.
God, yes.
That's the other thing.
I would Kurt Cobain it in a second.
But aren't you risking that you're gonna puke stuff up and like he said, you fall short, somebody finds you in a coma, and then you're like half brain damaged and shit. Aren't you risking that? Maybe you are with carbon monoxide too. I don't.
All right, you're making me think. If I hope you're the guy I go to in that position, and you give me some sound advice like the car thing.
I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. It's a friggin' noose. Well, not the panoose, but an actual noose. Hang yourself.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
There's too much opportunity to live through that.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
It's not going to work, and you're just fucked up.
There's so much that you're right. So much can go wrong. The gun, they even have so many stories about people to the brain where it in the end it doesn't do it enough. It's not good enough. You don't aim.
What bounce? You were about to say it bounced.
No.
I think I would choose the ZPU-4. Wasn't that what it was?
Yes.
The anti-aircraft gun. Would you pull the trigger for me? And total smithereens. I mean, I'd sign off, obviously, give you all the consent forms and all that shit.
Just light you up.
Dude, how fun would that be? And would you pull the trigger more than once? You son of a bitch. You would, wouldn't you? I mean, how fun would that be? Just like instantly, poof.
No, I don't think that'd be fun, Mike.
For who? Me or you?
I think that's awful.
See, again, I think the thing to me is the two things. The one you said, I think the car, because then you're just taking a nap. And then the one you said, I used to also say if I ever did it, it'd be through a fucking haze of pills and alcohol. Because at least that'd be like a party to the end. Fucking kick some ass right at the end.
It's just so uncertain to me that idea.
That's why the car thing, man.
Yeah.
And then you just take a nap, dude, and you're done.
Yeah, that does seem like the easiest way. I think that's
you could still be drinking while you do that.
I think that's kind of a chick way to go, though.
I don't
Pills
care.
Or the car thing.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. If I do it, get a fucking case of Natty and just turn on the car and shut down.
Natty Ice or just Natty?
Natty Ice, man.
You wouldn't even spring for some good beer to go out on?
No. I can't afford it. I don't deserve it, man.
Hey, speaking of beer and parties, we got to tell you about Krista Jelski. You thinking about buying or selling a home but aren't sure where to begin? Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban is more than happy to help. Set up an appointment with Krista and she will simplify the process, even enough for a fuckface like Big E to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900.
I got a tough one for you, Jay. Court case that's hit the news cycle today.
Okay.
About a woman, a divorced California couple. Okay.
Oh, I don't like this case.
Why? You familiar with it?
Yeah. It's the embryo thing.
Yeah, they're fighting over frozen embryos. The trial or whatever began on Monday. Testing the state's laws and enforcement of consent agreements. Mimi Lee is the woman's name.
Her name's seriously Mimi.
Mimi, yeah. She's a pianist and part-time anesthesiologist.
Part-time?
Boy, that seems like those roles would be reversed, right? She's an anesthesiologist and a part-time pianist.
Yeah. By night, I'm an anesthesiologist. Spend my days pianisting.
Pianisting. There she is.
There's Mimi herself.
Shitty dog.
Yes.
Stephen Finley is the guy, a wealthy executive, and they married 5 years ago. Finley filed for divorce 3 years into their marriage. Shortly before their wedding, Lee was diagnosed with breast cancer. And unsure as to whether the disease would make her infertile, the couple used Lee's eggs and Finley's sperm to create 5 frozen embryos. Now the couple is separating. However, Finley wants the embryos destroyed. That dude's like, fuck that. Kill them.
And she wants all 5.
And she wants to keep them. It's the final thing hanging up their divorce. She is now infertile, so she can't have kids. She wants to implant the embryos into a surrogate and have a baby because without them, she'll never be able to have a genetic child of her own. Consent agreement forms from the fertility clinic show that the couple, and this is where I think Jay's gonna jump onto, showed that the couple agreed that in the event of a divorce, the embryos would be destroyed.
Seems plain to me.
Wow.
But if Finley died, the embryos would go to Lee.
Well, didn't die, did he? They got divorced.
The vast majority of cases resolve in favor of the party wishing to avoid procreation. 2 recent decisions have awarded the embryos to the woman who wished to use them to have a child. Both women who won their cases had been diagnosed with cancer and were infertile. During opening
With
arguments
similar
for the case,
language and an agreement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
come on.
well, she made some statements about I didn't think this was really a binding contract with the fertility clinic. And he's going, dude, it's right there. If we get divorced, these are to be destroyed. We both signed those. We both initialed the papers. And this guy is saying, hey, look, when I read something, I read every word of it before I sign anything. Like I knew we knew exactly what this was. We signed off on it. She's trying to claim that I don't want his money and this and that. I'll sign off on that so that I don't take his money. I don't think that matters.
She's obligating this dude to have a child. Like,
yeah,
he might want to know that child if this were to come to be,
and that's
everything that goes with it.
I think he even said that through his lawyers that if this kid ends up, if it goes her way and there's a kid born, I will want to be in its life. And that will be really difficult to have a relationship with Ms. Lee.
Right.
Like, they don't get along at all. And I don't know, can you sign away and waive, like, I'm not going to charge him? I didn't think you could.
Not
because
it's charge him what?
Well, like his child support. He's a wealthy dude. Because it's not the child's fault that you're in this position.
Yeah.
I don't think you have the right to sign away and release him of any financial obligation.
Yeah, I think it's the child's right, right?
Right.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way I understood it. Like, in the end, it always comes back to the kid. Like, even if you get together with some woman and you find out 3 years down the road that, oh, wow, that wasn't my kid, that doesn't remove you from obligations to then pay for that kid. You can get stuck paying that tab till that kid's 18 because it's not the kid's fault that you weren't actually the father and you've sat in as father for this point.
You've watched a lot of Maury, dude.
Not so much Maury, but I that's the way I understand it. And there are a lot of parents that are, a lot of fathers, especially that are pissed off, feel duped. Like, I got into it with this chick. She said I was the father. It turns out to be total bullshit. Now we're 2 years down the road. It's not my fucking kid. Why am I stuck paying for it?
They've proven it's not his kid?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. And they'll still have that dude on the hook for payments for that child because it's not the kid's fault.
Yeah. They can't find the real one.
Or if he's a piece of shit or whatever. But if you've served at some point as like the father of this child, you know, so I could see, like, I don't know how, you know, her lawyers are trying to say, well, she signs off consent that removes him of any responsibility to pay for it. Well, what if she falls on hard times? You got this wealthy businessman. Like, that's not fair to the kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
That sucks, man. Yeah. That's a conundrum.
Well, they said that in a situation like that I think what they suggest is go to the clinic and sign off on, you know, they're going to have their paperwork that they want you to sign off on and whatnot. But you should still go to a lawyer and have something drawn up officially.
Mm-hmm. So you're not just counting on vague language that the clinic has drafted, probably to protect their ass primarily, right?
Exactly.
That's interesting, man. Though that it plainly says divorce, and she's like, "Huh, what?"
Yeah, trying to pretend now. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because you do feel bad for her. I mean, she's waited too long. It's the womb's not capable of doing anything anymore, and she wants to have a kid. She's got that genetic thing saying, I feel like just go fucking adopt a kid. If you want a kid so bad, go adopt one.
Yeah, and the problem is it's not just her genetic information there. It's his too, you know. They're embryos. It's not just her egg.
Yeah. She should, dude. I wish she would just adopt it too. I think more people like this, you know, it sucks that you want to have your own kid, but dude, look around the planet and see what's going on and adopt a kid as opposed to making a new human being. Especially
under these circumstances where the other side of the coin doesn't want.
I know. Why not turn something into a positive and help out? I don't know.
Don't you think that would strain the relationship too? I mean, the kid's going to grow up in a Google world and know that your dad fought tooth and nail to absolutely have you destroyed at every turn.
Yeah, seriously.
So anyway, A story that I wasn't terribly familiar with. I was on vacation in Arizona when you guys were talking about
The
this.
bar mitzvah blowjob.
Yeah, I love this one.
That's where I discovered that E has 0 Jewish friends. So same with K-Dog. Neither of them had a single Jewish friend
Right.
like growing up.
in their
No, that's
present
not
or
true.
past.
If you remember, I did say I had one in like first grade or something.
Josh Finkelstein.
I don't remember the name,
Hmm.
but
Thal-
Boy,
that's
he was
it.
a good buddy of yours.
I said I had a friend. That's all I said. I very distinctly remember going to one of his birthday
I
parties.
Jay
remember
probably
my friends
has-
in first grade,
Yeah,
Okay,
but
well,
you
I
can't
don't
remember your one Jewish friend.
I
That's
cannot.
interesting.
I bet you have more Jewish friends than non-Jewish friends as a lawyer.
That's probably not the case, but yeah,
No.
I've got several Jewish friends.
Do I have any Jewish friends?
Yeah,
I like the Jewish people.
the
on the
Hebrews are
whole.
good people.
I think they are. Yeah, I do have a lot of Jewish friends.
I don't-
Anyway,
I don't now though. Having said that, so
Well, he owns several Confederate flags and so forth. I don't
Yeah.
doubt that you're
not a
Don't
trying,
doubt
trying to
friends.
trying to keep it just straight up white guy,
That's
Christian right wing.
no,
I don't
that's
think
not
this
true.
is an E thing. I think this is more Jewish people going, no,
Yeah, they.
I'm going to pass on being friends with that.
yeah,
Everything I know
agree
about
with
my
it.
Jewish friends, they would not want to hang out with Big E. No offense. Of course, Big E. No offense.
I don't care.
Linda Radomski, 33-year-old yoga instructor. Was she hot? I'm seeing a little picture of her here. Oh. Is that her ass on the left? Or is that
No,
just a
that's
stock
file
photo?
footage.
Is that file footage? That's false advertising.
totally,
She's Jewish.
dude. Again, she's horse like. That's Sarah Jessica Parker right there.
It is. You're right.
But the ass.
That's not her ass.
Oh,
dude.
okay. That's just a yoga instructor.
Yeah, we just
File
talked
footage.
about that.
When he said file footage, I thought
He said
never mind.
stock footage. I said file footage.
Mhm.
He
False
said
advertising.
false
going out there.
advertising.
You know, I think I was just looking at the ass while you guys were talking about it. So
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, she does have some very horse-like features. However, if you were 13 at a bar mitzvah, that's
Yeah.
the best you got. I could see why you would take
Well,
that.
especially when she's walking up offering her new titties, was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
she was flashing her titties at the kids.
yeah,
Well, she just got it. They were brand new. They were still sparkling. I think there was still a tag on them.
right.
She was leaving Scottsdale City Court this morning, discovered that we've discovered now that she pled not guilty to 18 charges, misdemeanor charges against her.
18.
She was flashing her titties, like we said. And a few days back, the victim's mother, the victim,
Right. Who?
yeah, the kid that got blown,
What was the victim?
said the incident has been quite traumatic on all the children involved. I'm certain
If
it
by
was.
traumatic, do they mean awesome and
Yeah.
a bonding moment that they all now talk about on a regular basis about
Yeah.
that great day?
Dude,
Yeah.
I've been to bar mitzvahs. That would not go over well at a bar mitzvah.
That's okay, but
The
I
I mean,
could
you're,
see-
you're wearing a yarmulke to like comply with Jewish law, right?
yeah,
but the
And
boys,
I
do you
gotta
think they're really
believe, man, busting out the titties at one.
Do you think the kids really though?
I mean, victim's a strong word. Victim's a
The
strong
parents
word.
for sure.
I mean, if they said victims like the kid's hand has been numb for 2 days from high-fiving all his buddies, like I'm with you there. Like, yeah, I could see how that would be
Or like
tough.
he got this
He
blow
sprained his
job
knee
and-
skipping around the party.
Dude, there's a lot of money dropped at these things too. That had to be like the most uncouth thing someone could do as a guest at a bar mitzvah.
Well, what about Mike also that maybe like, well, now he had a blowjob and God, now it's been 2 months and he hasn't gotten another blowjob because girls his age aren't doing
Yeah,
it
he's
or
been
something.
suffering ever since.
withdrawal syndrome?
And let's be honest, isn't the whole point to the bar mitzvah is you're coming of age as a man?
You're a man.
I mean, this is the
Men
day
get
you
blowjobs.
come of age as a man. If you can't get a beager when you're a man, like
Right.
what's this world coming to?
That's the point?
This is an outrage.
I think she hit a 15-year-old there, right?
Yeah, she was blowing a 15-year-old. The mother went on about the victim or kid and all that.
Do we have a third image, Kadog? We can't make any sort of judgment here.
Yeah, sadly, that's the best ass shot that I could confirm is hers.
What about a face shot?
Oh, there's plenty of those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw the mug shot, which was not good.
And
It's
her
quite not good.
her court appearance is not good either.
Oh no.
Again, you got to put yourself 13-year-old little Jewish boy at a bar mitzvah party.
Yeah, that's a key. That's a key fact.
15-year-old
here.
Jewish man, Jay.
There's nothing that anyone could ever say to me that would have made me understand what someone could do to your kids that you cared about. It's the worst feeling in the world to know that somebody thought they could take that away from your child. I don't even know what that means, but
Took what away? What did she take?
apparently she got. Oh wow, she's turning into a man horse.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's a mighty steed.
Now this might be maybe we're leaning towards Vic.
Yeah, this might get into child abuse. This looks like a tranny. That looks like a man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can we
Seeing more
she
confirm?
man
looks
than-
better there than she did in the mugshot.
Can we confirm that a woman gave him a blowjob?
I'm not. I'm honestly, I'm not so certain we can.
Oh
I mean,
my-
she might identify as a woman, but
oh my goodness.
Yeah, she looks like an early 90s rocker.
yeah. Can you put a short haircut on that face, Kadog? Can you fix that and put it like a nice decent haircut on that? And let's just see, and we'll come back to that.
That's all you needed to hear.
The big day took place on this Saturday when Lindsay Radomski got drunk as shit and let a bunch of teens feel her new tits out. Awesome. The flashing took place in the backyard near a swimming pool during the reception. Yeah, that would not go over well at a bar mitzvah. She's also accused of giving this beeger to the 15-year-old.
Was that the present? Was that her present?
Maybe. So yeah, they were all pissed off. She's claiming through her attorney that maybe that maybe
so?
someone slipped her a Mickey of some sort, got her a Quaalude or something, and she might have maybe I got date rape drug. And they're like, no, you idiot. You got shit-faced and blew a 15-year-old. Own it. I think the judge said that. I think that was a quote, or I made it up.
Quote.
You got shit-faced and blew a 15-year-old. Own it! Order! The crown has spoken!
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
It'll be all right.
If that had been
Tend to
me,
your Red Bull, sir.
Oh, wow. I still had a little bit left in there. It's now ruining the board.
if that had been me, I can only
You have
imagine.
to save the carpet.
Oh, no. It is dripping on the carpet.
Dude.
God damn it!
Hold on. Why are those stains over on that side of the room becoming more prominent?
Discussion for another time.
No, I think,
Discussion for
I
another
think this
time. We've
warrants
got an
mention.
emergency on our hands.
Red Bull on white carpet.
No! God damn it!
Shouldn't have let your Red Bull spill, dude. Tend to
Oh,
your
no.
Red Bull.
That Red Bull, that's little
You're
stain.
blaming me.
You want to help somehow?
Grab a fucking napkin anywhere, someone.
Got a judge's wig.
Oh. Yeah, that mild amount of Red Bull is really gonna.
He's just staring at us like,
Yep, that looks like a mess. What are you guys gonna do with that? Anywho, back to this chick blowing people.
ugh,
Watch the proops get up and start licking that shit off the floor.
investigating, of course.
Here comes Kadog.
Hang with us, folks. This won't take very long. Thank you, Kadog.
Yeah, get away.
Proopses. Negative poops.
So,
House cleaning, literally.
Do we have any other reads to get to, Jay?
I was just going to mention, man, Eric Ellenbrook, we've mentioned him before. I want to give him another little. God, you are a son of a bitch, Proops. This dog sucks. Okay. Eric Ellenbrook, mentioned him before, web designer, good
Wait,
dude,
who
all around
sucks?
good
Eric
guy.
Ellenbrook
No,
sucks or
the
Proop
Proop sucks.
Okay, I
for
was
the
just clearing
record.
that up. I didn't know. It sounded like you said Eric Ellenbrook sucks.
DetroitWebDesigner.net. If anybody needs website help, hit that up. He's a good dude, easy to work with. He'll listen to you, very detailed oriented, and he'll make it happen.
You'll see him on the website if you're on the message boards, which we've been a lot more active on the last couple days. Eric and I, Big E and I especially, but I think what is his handle? Eric the website guy or
Something
Eric
like
the
that.
web?
yeah, but he's on there a lot.
Yeah, he's on there a lot, answers people's technical questions. Very good dude, helped us out a lot and designs amazing websites. So if you're looking for help, if you're thinking about launching a site, get in
Use
contact with us and we'll put you in touch with him. He's been nothing but helpful to us over the last year. It's been great. How we doing on email,
We do have some email, sir. Let's start with an individual who did not leave his name, but the beginning of his web or his email address starts with EA. So I will call said individual EA.
Okay.
How's that?
I
Hey,
like it.
Jay the lawyer, the smart thin guy, and the gay retard. Mike is right on two different things, which means Jay is wrong!
Oh, I love this guy.
Exclamation, exclamation. we do not find thin, healthy-looking, symmetrical women attractive because we've been told since birth that it's what's attractive. It's because, as stated in an email yesterday, we are psychologically driven to find a suitable mate for our offspring. I believe there are a lot of things you can be told from birth that you will grow to just know as fact, but this is not one of them. If you were told from birth that poop is fucking delicious, you would not love to eat poop. That's
Great
because
point.
your brain knows it's fucking bad for you, so it interprets the smell and taste of poop as disgusting. Not that I've ever tasted it. Does it taste disgusting?
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, it's not as bad as one might think.
Is it as bad as you would think it would be?
Like, what's it
Yeah,
primarily
like,
taste like?
I don't know, man. When I ate that rabbit stuff,
Is it like
for sure.
chalky? Like,
Because
what?
the thing is, like, the time I ate the horse shit, to be fair, I was kind of drunk. But like that time I ate the rabbit stuff in the bowl, dude, it was very hard to keep down. Honestly,
Yeah.
What can you compare it to?
I don't even know. It was so long. That's a few years ago, obviously, so I don't remember much. But it was not good.
What's harder, cum or shit?
I've never had cum, so I don't know.
Good try, Mike.
Sorry.
That's why when you see a fat chick, you are naturally repulsed because they would make they would be terribly suited for your children. Come on, Jay. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It's not, though.
It was a dumb argument.
Listen,
I'm mad that I let it continue as long as it did because it was dumb.
If what you're saying is true, that you're going for good birthing women, then you'd pick somebody who's larger, wider hips, good for birthing. Picture someone who's more supple and that could take it. You wouldn't take these little waif thin chicks.
I would.
No, you wouldn't. If you're biologically programmed to do that, which I believe there is some of that for sure, then you would be attracted to the wider.
You know, like Mike says sometimes, I must just be biologically programmed to like 18 to 22-year-old girls then. That says something in me.
But moreover,
It's crazy
the
how it
argument
works.
is not, the argument got skewed by E a bit when he was like, well, it's just like when you say, you know, if we would tell our kid that the grass is blue and the sky is green, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
That's a fact. But when we're talking about beauty and things like that,
Right.
there's way more factors, environmental factors that
right.
go into that. We're not just saying let's change a fact for a kid.
No, you're right.
Because if that were, you can teach a kid a different language. I could raise my kid speaking Iranian if I wanted.
Oh, you should do that.
Yeah,
Is it
it's too late now.
It is.
They're English speakers, all three of them.
Oh, that's
my God, racist.
EA continues. Number 2, I agree. It would be way more disgusting to suck a dick than to take one in the ass. But why has nobody mentioned the fact that it would be way more painful to take a dick in the ass?
I thought that was my point.
Are you kidding me? That would hurt so fucking bad if you haven't been doing any anal training. Mike is right. I'd go mouth all day.
Dude, I thought that was my big point on why it was bad. Is that I didn't want any, the fucking dick in my ass.
Then he has the hashtag kill off the Biggie character in some capacity.
All right.
That seems a little.
Seems a little middle of the road to me, but
I don't know. I believe in extremes.
Yeah. You either do it or you don't. Eric writes in, I'm catching up on some shows after a vacation and really can't get over Mike's O face in 379, where he says he'd prefer to take it orally if given the choice. Well, I'd prefer not to think about which way I'd take it if I had to.
Just get it done.
I agree with Jay and just can't believe Mike's response. So to follow up to Mike's response, since he stands by it, I'd like to know if he thinks it would be more gay to maybe play with the balls, stroke the shaft, and move the head around to get the guy off ASAP, or does he just stand by the idea of just sitting there letting some whiskey dick skull fuck him?
I'd rather do that.
Yeah,
than stand there with some dude grabbing me by the hips and just pounding away. Seems way
The
gayer.
point is, you have to do way more work.
No,
if you're
you
going
don't.
oral.
I
Yes, you
explained
do,
this.
dude. No dude is just gonna thrust his dick in your mouth, go like this.
Why not? I've done that to girls. No,
Getting some awesome.
are you going to
blowjobs,
buck
huh?
back to try to make it go faster?
Get the rhythm. I'll help you out, buddy.
God damn it.
How did we get there?
And then you run the risk if you get your timing off
Buck
of
back.
going ball to ball. If you get into a pendulum like swing that goes awry.
Do I have to revisit what you have going here?
I know, but at least
You got
my
hairy
balls aren't
balls.
touching his hairy balls.
You've got hairy balls flying into your chin. You've got smelly ass pubes in your eyes and nose. My God, man, this is a no-brainer.
Simple nose clip and then, come on, dude, hurry up.
It's a no-brainer.
Hurry up.
God. Change the subject. Heather writes in, "Hi Jay, I was listening as you were talking about the crazy itching and stuff on today's episode. Oh my God, I was in Disney World about 3 weeks ago, got sunburned very badly and had been itching so much. It's such a deep itch that it will just start and stop with no warning. But when it does, I feel like I'm going to tear my skin off.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I Googled it because I've been burned many times before, but this was so much worse. It's called the Hell's Itch because it's so deep and intense and there's no relief. It usually sets in 2 days to 2 weeks after being burned."
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yep.
It's like a few days after and it just hits you and it's just unimaginably itchy.
Yeah.
You can't stop it no matter what you do.
Yeah, you can't stop the itch. It's brutal.
Yeah. Ed writes in, great topic. Beggars, great topic. Maybe we should send E to interview some beggars. Ask them why they don't go to McDonald's across the way and compare answers from several of them. I've always wondered the same thing. They're always hiring at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Will work for food? Oh, will you really? And they're all over Ann Arbor too, he says. Time for an Eric Idiot on the Street segment. Just a thought. Good day, sir. I said good day.
My favorite also is just real quick. It's not beggars, but the scalpers at the games when there'll be like one guy's right here going, I just need 2 tickets. And then there's the other guy 10 feet away saying, I got tickets. You know what I mean? Because clearly they're just working together. What they're trying to do is just get someone to get rid of I got 3 and I only have 2. I'll give you for 5. So I'll always very obviously point out, like, that guy right there has tickets, dude. That guy right there has tickets.
Yeah.
He's asking
It's like,
for
yeah,
them.
man, that's my brother. Shut up.
I don't know. It always makes me laugh.
I don't know what would be more fun, send an E out into the streets to interview homeless people or to make him homeless for a day and see how much money he could make.
That's what I thought that email was going. I thought the email
Wouldn't that be fun?
I will do that.
I like the latter.
Do you?
I will do
rather
that.
than the
You want to
former.
do that, E?
I will totally do that.
And go out into a corner and
Yeah.
just say,
I'll do it.
blowjobs for food,
Yeah,
whatever.
there's some cardboard right there. You know,
I'm
how
not
to
gonna
spell
do it like
blow-
in the-
Do you
it
know
has
how to
to be
spell
like-
blow and job?
I'll just do the abbreviation. I think it would be more likely that a homeless man would just be BJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has to be, dude. I'm not doing it in like fucking Detroit. It has to be like.
Why? You'll probably make more money, or maybe. You could put blow or hand on there. I mean, you're looking for any job, really.
Well, if I do that, it has
blow
to
or
be.
hand.
It has. To, I'm saying it. I mean, I'll do it by Comer. I'm not doing it like on 8 miles. What I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. But where do you think we should send him?
Trying to think, man. I don't know. He could go down Telegraph, somewhere.
Yeah,
Telegraph and 8 Mile.
under an overpass. They get territorial.
Yeah.
They do. You'll have to
bet.
find a corner that's not that used because they'll get pissed that you're there, the new guy.
How about like Telegraph and 96? Not 696, but 96. Down by the White Castle there.
Dude.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
I'm not going to any place that I really
Got sort of the underpass
No.
there, with the turnaround. You could. Yeah,
I'm
you could
not
hit
going
that.
to any fucking place that I don't feel safe.
All right, we'll let you pick the location, but we get to dress you.
That's fine.
He's pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
Appropriately dressed.
I got both these clothes came from the Salvation Army yesterday, and I did not wash them before I put them
You're
on.
almost underdressed for a homeless guy.
I know.
Kind of like those pantsy.
These were $2.99.
They're kind of cool. The
Cord.
green cords.
Green
with
cords?
Yeah,
big
$2.99.
pockets.
Nice. Do you try them on when you're there?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah, because with pants especially, just because.
Yeah.
Well, I had a blink. Well, never mind.
No, go ahead. Finish your
Well,
thought.
even shirts, it bums me out. I had a really cool Blink-182 shirt yesterday. I saw it for 99 cents, but it just was a little too small. And it's like it's funny because I put it on and I thought, man, I really like this shirt. But it just made me realize I don't get people that buy stuff that they just want it, but it doesn't fit, and you realize that you look stupid. I don't understand that.
I guess I'm not familiar with those people.
I see people all the time that seem to
Force their way into stuff.
Yeah, I see it.
Huh. Bone Job writes in, "Hey guys and Big E Tard, I actually found myself feeling bad for Big E Tard today. While talking about who gets saved and who dies in the car crash, I assumed E would save himself and his sister so he could still get some ass. I also knew that Mike would never be in that position because that would require leaving the house.
True.
This comes to where the feeling bad for Big E comes in. Jay said he would obviously put himself in harm's way for his family. As a married man with kids, I didn't think twice. It just makes sense. And if that choice was ever to be made, I, Jay, and any other husband and father would do so without question. Big E couldn't understand that. He thinks it's human nature to survive at all costs, even if that meant sacrificing your family. I feel bad for Big E. He'll never understand that type of feeling. He's such a selfish person, or maybe it's because he's on the spectrum, but he will never understand how great it is to willingly put others before yourself. It's called love, E.
I won't,
It's
nor
called love.
do I want to.
Sorry, you'll never experience it. With love, Bone Job.
You know,
By
selfish-
that rationale, though, don't you think that E would get to leave the car because his dad would have that overwhelming love feeling for him, and he would sacrifice
good point.
himself for E to live?
That's a good point.
No, the scenario is you are the free one. Remember, the mom was standing
Oh,
outside
yeah,
watching
yeah.
her family being barbecued.
Yeah, that's the point. You know, those selfish selfish people live longer, man.
That's right. Long live selfish people, right, E?
Yeah,
exactly.
I think you've sort of missed the point, but okay.
I missed the boat on that one.
I think you did. We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Poops.
I wanted to show you guys a Proops video.
What do you got?
You want to do it real quick? Some shark.
Ah, it's
No.
not a Proops.
It's a
a man eater.
It's a great white Proops.
It's a man eater.
Look at this Proops.
This is not a Proops.
Look at this
Fuck
Proops.
this Proops.
This son of a bitch, he's a juvenile. He's just a little guy.
Yeah, dude, he's like 6 feet.
He was trying to eat seagulls, and he got a little carried away in Cape Cod's Chatham Beach and inadvertently beached himself.
Seriously, how big is this Proops?
He's a few feet long.
Bigger than that, man.
A few people had to keep him alive by throwing water on him, and then they had to tie him and drag him back into the water.
And
Look
then
at
run
this-
like hell.
No. They were fine. He was thankful. He was grateful to his handlers for giving him a
White,
hand.
dude.
Great white Proops. He accidentally beached himself. Did you
Hmm.
find it, Kadog?
I had it, but it looks like the website was running slow, so I'm reloading it.
Okay.
There we go.
Proops.
That's what, a
What am I doing up here?
4-footer? Would you say?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're
How did I get
throwing
here?
water.
I feel
Honestly, leave that shit.
I feel like an asshole. Sorry.
Laying on his, it's laying supine, laying supine on the beach.
Oh, don't I feel like an asshole? I got no hands. I can't do shit.
We just love marine life of all sorts. We don't judge them.
They're throwing water on his gills so he can breathe. Look at that.
There's not an
Proops.
attractive looking person in this video.
There is towards the end.
Okay.
Little bonus, when they drag the fucking fish back into the water, watch the ass on the chick in the blue bikini
All right.
who chases after, because everybody's got their selfies out.
Thank God.
I have no idea how old she is. It just looked like a nice ass. That's all.
All right,
I
they're
saw.
now tying
Kinda
a
knot is
rope on
that?
its, I don't know, some fisherman deal there
Shark
for
knot.
sure.
I think it starts with a bow line.
Oh, is that a bow line?
It's a bow line, yeah.
Okay. Of course, Kadog knows that. He's so embarrassed. His white face is red. How did I get here?
Fuck this shark.
What's this guy doing? Oh, I guess he's probably
He's on the phone.
Animal control, I guess, maybe, or
So
something.
you're gonna pull this thing out so it can eat your kid tomorrow when you're at the beach.
He doesn't belong. I don't belong here. Hey, little help. Little help. Hey, someone give me a hand, please.
Still pouring water on the
I
thing.
feel like such an asshole. What am I doing on the beach?
He's like what, 14 feet from where he ought to be, really.
Here I go, getting a free ride into the water. Here I go. That son of a bitch. Well, where am I going? Where am I going? His mouth open. He's trying to
Yay,
fight
he's
anyone.
back in where he can kill us
Yay.
all.
Here comes the ass.
Dude, she's
What?
13.
You don't know that?
Mike.
I would have said 18.
Oh shit.
What?
That is not even close.
Seriously?
Yes.
No way.
She's 12 to 13.
No way.
Right in that range.
Why is she in a bikini then?
Dude, Sweet Pie wears a bikini. I mean, that's what, dude.
Mike, am I the only one?
Oh my God.
I was thinking 26.
Does anyone
Like,
think
how reprehensible.
that is?
I felt creepy just backing up the
Yes,
video.
that was for sure. And
You
11 to
cannot
13
say
year old.
for sure. She's
I
just
can
an
say
in-shape
with
girl.
99% certainty.
Mike, come on.
Oh, E, stop it. What did you think, E?
Come on, Mike. That's reprehensible.
That was a 12-year-old.
That was not a 12-year-old.
Kadog one more time.
Jay wants to see it again.
That is. Look at her friends, dude. Look at the girl who comes in right after.
I didn't see her friends. Maybe that was her daughter. Maybe that was her daughter she was with. Yeah, where am I going? Here I go, being dragged to the water. I feel like an asshole. Thanks for the help, everybody.
Mike pumps up the fact that there's going to be a hottie in a blue bikini She's freaking 11.
What? No, she's
Watch
not.
her friend.
You don't know
her
that.
friend creeps
You
up in
don't-
a second.
Oh, did you see her ID? Me either.
Those girls are 11 to 13, unquestionably,
It's
Mike.
just not true.
Oh my God. We should have never done this last segment. I knew it was a bad idea. Talking about pulling a shark back in the ocean.
Look at that.
Bad ideas all around, man.
Well, at least we got to see that hot 26-year-old in the bikini. And the Proops gets back together. He's having trouble right now. He's struggling. They drag him out with a boat, and then they finally get him
He'll
resuscitated.
be ready to eat you tomorrow.
And they're poking him. Yeah, wake up, you. Wake up, you.
Hottie in the blue bikini. I am just...
Maybe it was a mistake on my part.
He knows it, too. He totally
He,
knows it.
back me
As
up
soon
here.
as they showed it, he knew it, dude.
She just
He
looked like an
knew
in-shape
it.
girl in a
Admit it,
bikini.
you son of a bitch. Admit it.
She looked at least...
Admit it.
She was at least 16.
Dude, she was pretty young.
No way.
You don't know that. Did you, Carter? No one in this room, Carter.
Oh,
you don't know.
Here's another hint that she was young. Is like she was wearing a bikini, but the top had like that like thick backing. It was not like I don't know. That's just things that a younger. It's
She's trying to keep up with the
checked
younger
out many
generation.
young chicks in bikinis.
Yeah.
He knows.
I can't believe you guys called me out on that. She looked like a cute girl. I don't know. It's my bad. Sorry. Sorry. Apologize if anyone was offended by that. All
This
right.
is bullshit what these people are doing.
Saving the proofs. That's where he belongs, Jay, not on the beach. All right. That's what I wanted to show you. So we'll call it a day there. For a Wednesday, is there anything else we need to mention, plug?
Amazon link, please use it. This is the big day. Get on there and check out their
Yes.
deals. They got tons of deals. So
It is Wednesday,
Hit it,
July
hit it,
15th.
hit it.
So please go there. They got massive deals going on. Every 10 minutes, there's new deals in every department. So go check it out at Amazon at the Amazon link. Make sure you use our portal. And with that, we'll call it a day for a Wednesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow for an all-new Thursday edition.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow. You know